Good evening once again, and welcome to Richmond Football and Radio Troy Digital Sports. Tonight, North Central Conference action as the Red Devils on the road at Lafayette. Jeff, the Broncos coming in at 5-1. They're 4-0 in the North Central Conference. Red Devils still looking for that first win in the NCC. They're 0-4 in conference play, 1-5 overall. Welcome again to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Troy Darengowski along with Brendan Evans as we get set for tonight's kickoff about 30 minutes away. It's a windy night, but the good news is no rain. We've had rain the last couple of times we have been here, but tonight looks like it's going to be a beautiful night. If that wind does die down sometime later this evening, it'll be an absolutely perfect night for high school football. Red Devils coming off a loss last week. It was a tough one again. Quarterback change. We're going to talk about that with Brendan coming up in a couple of moments, but they're going to play a team tonight that it is almost like seeing a team play a video game. They put us some big numbers. They score in big chunks, and we saw that last week. If you had a chance to see anything with their Anderson game, they won that one by a final of 76-0. We'll talk about that as well. But Brendan, first thing is first, the Red Devils need to focus on themselves. Zach Hill got the start last week. There's some promise there. We saw him a little bit last year as well, but I think the Red Devils have now committed to him to be their starting quarterback for the rest of the year, and it appears, at least in the long run, he could be the starting quarterback for the next 2 seasons.
Right, and me and you were talking earlier this week. I do feel a lot more comfortable knowing that he's going to be back there in our pocket for the next 2.5 years with him only being a sophomore.
Yeah.
He's got a really strong arm. He can throw down the field really well and accurately. The only thing I think he could improve on is maybe his short game,
right,
which me and you were talking about that a little bit earlier as well. So I feel like he's a pretty solid quarterback, but he does have some room to grow, as does everyone.
And the other good news about him, his elusiveness last week, which kind of surprised me a little bit as well. His ability to get out of the pocket when there was pressure coming and make positive yardage out of it, which I think is another plus.
Right. We were at a practice with the film session, and somebody compared him to Ben Roethlisberger, and which I think you'll see here in a second with Coach Lewis as well. So.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. Wyatt Bird is suited up tonight. There was some speculation he may not play. Now, he, again, suited up and playing is two different things. They've had some injuries to the offensive line. It appears that most of those guys are back. We'll talk more about that a little bit later in keys to the game. But if they're going to succeed tonight, that offensive line is really going to have to block well for Zach Hill because the Broncos are going to come after this offense tonight.
Right, and you mentioned a second ago about Zach Hill's elusiveness. It'll only take you so far.
Yeah.
You need to have somebody able to block on both sides, not all the way across the line. You can't just have really good tackles. You can't just have really good guards. It's got to be every single person on the same page. You're only as strong as your weakest link. We'll see how far that'll take them this week.
We're going to talk about defense, too, and I want to mention this real quick, and the scouting report's going to be coming up. We're talking about the number 2 offense in the state of Indiana coming into this one tonight on total yards. Red Devils have not tackled as well, and Coach talks about that. He'll talk about that in the pregame here in a couple of moments. They not only have to worry about a very good running back in Munoz, but they've got an excellent sophomore quarterback. They can throw the football all over the place. Richmond's defense will be tested here tonight severely.
Right.
All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from the head coach, Tony Lewis. Will talk with us a little bit about what he expects and looks back to last week as well as the Red Devils prepare for tonight's matchup against the Lafayette Jeff Broncos. It's coming up in a couple of moments. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Indiana who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play. And you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Friday night, boy, I tell you what, the first couple of drives offensively, everything looked really good. We'll talk about your quarterback situation as well. And then a couple of mistakes again. It just seems like you take that one step forward, a couple of steps back. Go back to Friday and just kind of give us a little bit of an analysis of what you saw.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. We came out, drove the ball down the field, had an opportunity on a fade route to Trayshawn there in the corner of the end zone. But, again, we got backed up on that same drive to third and long situation. We get positive plays and then back ourselves up, whether it's through penalties, whether it's through a negative run or whatever it is. Had an opportunity. Trayshawn made a great catch, tried to get his foot inbounds, couldn't quite do it. Defensively, right off the bat, they hit us with the double pass on the first play from scrimmage. Our backside corner was obviously not thinking of double pass at that point in time, but they make a good throw. Thought the first pass may have been a forward pass. It was pretty close to being a forward pass, but it is what it is. But anyway, so they hit us with that. But I thought our kids battled throughout. We got it back at the start of the second half within, I think it was, 20-12 or 21-12. And we had some momentum. And then, things went downhill, whether it was not being able to tackle people defensively, not getting off blocks, offensively not being able to move the ball, hit a couple long passes there. But again, we need to be able to sustain drives offensively and stay away from negative plays. And then defensively, again, we're not doing a great job of tackling, and that's something that we're working on daily in practice. So, we came out of the game with some injuries. Some guys were on crutches Saturday morning. Clayton Raper was on crutches. Sam Gamboa was on crutches. Evan, Chris Guest was on crutches, and we're not sure of the status on Wyatt and everything. He went out late in the game. So anyway, we've got some guys down, and anytime you have a thin squad in terms of depth, that puts things into perspective on terms of backups and stuff. So we're working on that.
Hey, Coach, when you speak of tackling, is high school football and maybe even football in general in kind of a catch-22 because you've got to work on tackling and yet you really can't have as much contact throughout the week as you normally would, like they certainly used to a long time ago?
Right. We have restrictions on how much we can do live tackling, and we don't do a lot of live tackling. We'd like to do more. If we were, a two-deep team, then, or a team that everybody was only playing offense or defense, and that's something, and we had the depth that we needed, that would probably be something that we would do more in practice. But even with that being said, you can still do a lot of stuff thud-wise and in terms of thudding up and not taking somebody to the ground. You can tag off on hip and get yourself in a good tackling position by bending your knees and getting in a good swoop what they call hawk swoop tackle position. But again, we're just not finishing with our feet. We're not running our feet on tackles. We're slinging guys. We're hitting too high. So, we've got a lot of work to do. It's a continuing process to try and work on things weekly and daily to get better.
You speak of McCutcheon and their quarterback, very, very good quarterback. We saw two guys on Friday night, including Zach Hill, which we'll get to in a moment. Those guys can really throw the football.
Yeah, he's a guy that can run and throw. Obviously had a big run off of a wrap play where they faked the jet, and he keeps it up the middle. That was a kind of one of the things that broke our back there in the second half. But he throws the ball extremely well. Not a real tall guy, but puts it on the line, and they had some receivers go get it. Again, we need to react better defensively and get our hands on people, whether it's the number 2 receiver, getting our hands on him so he cannot either run vertical and or run a wheel. But again, those are things we're working on. That kid's a very athletic quarterback, and we're going to face a really good quarterback coming this week.
Zach Hill got the start this week. He played some quarterback a little bit last year. I know that's something he's been kind of grooming himself to try to become a starting quarterback at some point. Talk about the move to put him at quarterback and when the decision was made and why.
Well, we made that decision last week in our coaches' meeting. We felt like we needed to be able to throw the ball a little bit more than what we've been able to do up to this point. We felt like he does have a strong arm. I thought overall Zach, for his first start this year, did a pretty good job throwing the ball. He's got to recognize some things more quickly, and he's got to carry out his fakes as well. When we're running zone or counter tray and we're reading somebody, he's got to carry out his fakes to give us the opportunity to pull it if we want to pull it. So, but overall, he made some really good throws, and that's something that positive that we can build on going into this week.
Yeah, what a strong arm, though. I talked about McCutcheon and their quarterback, but Zach really a couple of times threw some deep balls that were just incredible and good spirals and everything.
Yeah, he does have a strong arm. He allows us to get the ball down the field, and he was accurate on some of those throws. And obviously Eli Irvin had a big touchdown as a freshman, came in and got a big one of those long throws you're referring to. And so those are things that we got to build on the positives. Again, our kids have to keep plugging away, keep working at it, and it's something that we have to remain positive and accentuate the positives and try and deal with the negatives.
Yeah. Before we talk about Lafayette, Jeff, when you speak of also his elusiveness, I thought he was able to get away and scramble quite a bit, which, he's a big fella. I didn't know he had that kind of elusiveness, but he did pretty well.
He did pretty well. And when one of our kids made the comment during film, he said, "Oh, you look like Ben Roethlisberger." And I said, let's not get carried away here now. But, yes, he was pretty elusive. And did a good job of using his feet at times. And again, if he reads the backside end and carries out his fakes and stuff, he can pull it at times and gain 4 to 5 yards, which is all we need.
Yeah, you bet. Hey, by the way, and it is tough. I mean, you're a little over halfway through the football season, and he takes over at this stage. Has he been kind of looking a little bit? Has he been learning that side of the football again, even though he hadn't been at the quarterback position, or is it something that you just said, listen, we got to get you ready quickly?
Well, he's been getting reps most of the year at quarterback, even though he's played tight end for us. He's been a backup quarterback most of the year, so he gets practice reps. So, and he offensively, we've kind of groomed him as the backup quarterback, and then we moved him to tight end. So he got all the concepts and what we're trying to get accomplished up front with our offensive line and our running back. So he knows the offense pretty well. So it wasn't as big a adjustment as maybe some people might have thought.
All right, very good. When we come back, the Broncos on the road this week. We'll talk about Lafayette, Jeff, coming up next right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame in Richmond, Indiana was founded in 1973. Its mission is to honor the men and women who have excelled in high school, college, or professional football based on their coaching, athletic ability, citizenship, scholarship, and significant supporting contributions to the game of football. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame includes retrospection from Indiana's prestigious football history from the late 1800s to the present. When you visit the hall, you'll see the names like Weebu Bank, Vegas Ferguson, Newt Rockne, and Lamar Lundy. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame is located at 815 North A Street in Richmond and is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. There is no entrance fee and donations are appreciated. Take time to visit Indiana football history at the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. This week, it's going to be like playing a video game. When you look at the numbers that the Broncos put up, Coach, it's incredible, and they play really well at home. I heard you guys talking in your coaches' meeting about how much they throw the football, and they may be the one team, if you faced anybody this year that throws, it's the Broncos.
It is. They've got a great, number one, they put you in a lot of situations defensively with all their various formations. They'll get in quads. They'll motion to quads. They'll get in a diamond quads formation, trips wide. They do a lot of things to get you spread out and run the ball just enough to keep you honest, whether it's their tailback running the ball on power, whether it's counter trey with their tailback, or whether it's a quarterback run and draw. Against McCutcheon, they ran a lot of quarterback draw and were very successful. So they throw the ball all over the field. They've got really good receivers, really good athletes out wide. They've got good running backs. Their quarterback is athletic. He's only a sophomore, I believe, and can run and throw. And they do a lot of things special teams-wise. They have all kinds of fakes, whether it's on their extra point. They've got 2 to 3 different types of fakes that they run on extra points, and their kickoff, they'll bunch up and they'll onside it sometimes. They'll pooch it. They do a various amount of different things offensively and defensively. Defensively, on the other side of the ball, they give you a lot of different blitzes. They give you a lot of different looks in the secondary, and going back to depth-wise, they can do that because they're a 2-platoon team. Okay. They've got kids only playing offense and kids only playing defense, and so they're practicing all offense during the practice. They're practicing all defense, and then they come together. So they've got things figured out up there. Obviously, they got plenty of depth, and they do a great job of coaching that depth.
And this is, again, another opportunity for you guys, though everybody may say on paper there's no way you can go up there and win. But, again, you said this, hey, keep it positive.
Right.
You never know. I mean, I'm sure that Old Dominion probably thought the same thing yesterday,
That
too.
was brought up in our coaches' meeting, actually, this morning. The first half hour, I brought up the Old Dominion Virginia Tech game, a 29-point underdog, and I'm sure that would probably be the case. Most people would think that about us. But, again, I view it as an opportunity for our kids to go up and show what we can do, put ourselves in best chance to be successful. And also, we're not going to face a team, again, with all these various formations and how athletic they are. it's going to be tough for us to face a team that athletic in the sectional. So it gets us ready for when we want to be playing our best football, which is at the end of the year.
Yeah, very true. And as you said, bottom line is, you if you can get some key players back, which I guess will be really a big thing this week, right? Because of the injury situation, you've shown that you can play with these teams. It's just a matter of playing with them in the entire 4 quarters.
Exactly. It's a consistency thing. It's a being able to, as we told our kids after the game against McCutcheon, it comes back to things like the weight room. Yeah. It comes back to things like body language. What is your body language showing that you're thinking right now? And it's screaming to me that you aren't ready to go back on the field, or you're not giving 100%, or, we're not strong enough yet to the point to be able to handle 4 quarters of a good, well-coached team that has been in the weight room a lot. So those things are things that we're continuing working on to build a good foundation. It's brick by brick, and you don't want to leave a brick out. So we'll get there. It's just going to take some time. And, again, this is another opportunity for us to go against a good team. Our coaches get excited about scheming against teams like this because they're very well coached, very athletic, and they're going to show you a lot of different things that you maybe haven't seen against some other teams.
It'll benefit you down the road for sure.
Definitely.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023. Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top-flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Back once again here at Lafayette Jeff High School. Great to have you with us on this Friday night for high school football and the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by your Best Western Classic of Richmond. When you're visiting the Richmond area, there's one clear choice when looking for the best place to stay. It's the Best Western Classic. They're dedicated to providing you with the best possible travel experience. They operate in an industry built on trust and guest satisfaction, and this can only be achieved through communication and experience support. At the Best Western Classic of Richmond, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and of course a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. Well, let's take a look at the Broncos of Lafayette. Jeff, boy, Pat Shanley's done a great job with this program in his third year. They're 21-6. They come into this one tonight at 5-1. They're 4-0 in the NCC. They're averaging 49.3 points per game, giving up just 14. They're second in the state in total offense at 525 yards per game. The average 315 through the air. That is also second in the state, averaging also 209.8 yards per game. They set a season high in total offense last week, 600 456 yards against Anderson. That's the second time that they've gone for over 600 yards. The last time they had 600 yards against McCutcheon this season. They had a season-high in passing yards last week at 430 against Anderson, and their season-high in rushing was against McCutcheon with 242. In the series over the last 21 meetings, Red Devils lead the series 14-7, but the last time they got together, it was September 29th of 2017. The Broncos put 63 on the board, beat the Red Devils 63-6. This year, they have had most of their games on the road. They win in fact, I should say they lose on the road at West Lafayette 38-29. They beat Western 54-14. They pounded McCutcheon 48-7. They beat crosstown rival Harrison 31-14, and they've scored some big-time points over the last 2 weeks. 58-13 over Kokomo, 76-0 on the road at Anderson. Keep an eye tonight on Maximus Grimes, their sophomore quarterback, 6'2", 200-pounder. He's already thrown for 1,846 yards. His completion percentage is at 64%, and he's completing at 18.1 yards per pass, 27 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions. And by the way, he's number one in touchdown passes with those 200, or I should say 27. He is also second in the state at 307.7 yards per game passing. His quarterback rating is second in the state at 138. By the way, they've got a lot of weapons in the backfield. Marquise Munoz, a junior, 5'10", 195 pounds. He has 728 yards, 6 touchdowns on the season. Thomas Hogan, keep an eye on him. He's a sophomore, 212 yards. But they've got a great receiving core in Brian Jenkins, the senior, 33 receptions, averaging nearly 19 yards per reception and 9 touchdowns. Derek Matthews, 26 receptions, 517 yards. He's averaging nearly 20 yards per catch, 9 touchdowns coming in. Also Zion Austin, the senior, 16 receptions, 6 touchdowns, and Bishop Johnson, 13 receptions and 225 yards coming to this one here today. So the numbers, they show that this is, like we said in the pregame with the head coach a little bit ago, is like playing against a video game here this evening. When we come back, we'll check out the NCC and the Tri-Eastern Conference coming up in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is the pregame brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shue.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly update from the IHSAA Commissioner himself, Bobby Cox. Now for the inside scoop on what's happening day to day with the IHSAA, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Bobby Cox.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox, our weekly conversation about all things high school sports. Commissioner, last time we talked, you were on your way to the Section 4 meeting with the National Federation of High School Sports, and that has concluded some very interesting topics, a major impact study on how sports touches a lot of different facets of lives of kids and families and people in communities, among other things. Obviously, these are some best practice type meetings and some very thought-provoking types of circumstances with you and your colleagues.
Yeah, Bob, it's a great meeting. It's one of the ones I look forward to every year. We were in Bloomington, Illinois this time, and our friends at the Illinois Association were great hosts. It's 2 days full of meetings, and we talk about a variety of topics, and you touched on the NFHS Board of Directors have a set of goals, and they project those goals to the membership, IHSA, and everybody else in the country. And in our conversations, we talked about a goal of the board is to conduct an impact study of high school sports on student athletes, their schools, and their communities, and the impact that those activities have on all those stakeholders. So it's an interesting discussion. We talked about promotion of broad-based participation for student athletes, the multi-sport athlete, the variety of sports, the reduction of sport specialization and the injuries that associate with it, the burnout and all of those things. We continued our discussion about risk minimization, and both from a practical standpoint but an educational standpoint, and a variety of things that we can continue to do to make our sports safer and more enjoyable for young people. And then finally, one of the biggest topics we talked about and spent a lot of time on it was the welfare of high school football. With all the conversations surrounding concussions and more opportunities for kids to play other sports, there is a declining number of young people playing the sport of football across our country. So there was a good discussion about what do we do to ensure that people have confidence in the game, that parents are assured that their young people are going to be safe, and that the game continues to grow.
Those the numbers are going down in football, are those kids choosing to go to other sports or not be involved at sports at all? I mean, I would think, my grandson, as an example, he's a lacrosse player, and I can see where a number of kids in football may, in fact, then change over to lacrosse. Are the overall numbers the same, but football is down because kids have gone someplace else?
It's more the kids are going different places. If you remember, the Federation just released their national study of participation numbers, and for the 29th straight year, participation across all sports, across all states, went up. But what we're seeing is kids are leaving football and going to other places. There's more opportunities now. There are more sports being offered, and subsequently that spreads the student-athlete pool thin. And so we've seen it in our state where schools have added soccer in the last few years.
Right.
They have a football program. Well, you don't have 55 boys playing football now. You've got 35 because you got some playing soccer. And so it stretches schools thin.
Very interesting discussion. The commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox, joining us. Commissioner, I know you and your colleagues continue to talk about these things. Of particular interest to us this weekend is Week 7 of the high school football season. The pairing show for volleyball this weekend. The pairing show for football is next weekend. Paul Condry and I'll be doing that. I can't believe we're this far along.
Well, we are this far along, and we actually have our girls golf state championship this weekend, amazingly. The pairing show Sunday night for volleyball, just a week away from football pairings, the 7th week of football. Cross country's ramping up. Tennis is coming up on sectionals this week. We're very busy, and it's an exciting time to be a high school fan.
I'd like to congratulate you and the staff, too, for having very good weather most of the time this fall. That's a great job. Great job you've done so far.
So good. Well, we had that conversation. We got one more principal meeting left next Monday at Fort Wayne. And unfortunately, we've been telling our membership that our sport revenue was down last year, and it was down because of football. We were down 36%.
Wow.
In football because of the weather. And so, anybody out there that's got control over the weather, we certainly take their suggestions and their help. And hopefully in our sectional regionals and semi-state, we'll have great weather.
Thought I was talking to the guy in charge of the weather, but that's for another time. He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Bobby Cox. Commissioner, it's always great to talk to you. Thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the week.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842. Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South B Street in Richmond. Back once again here at Lafayette Jeff High School. Troy Daragowski along with Brendan Evans. We are still a few minutes away from the kickoff simply because it is a senior night here, and we have about, I think, 4,000 seniors to get through here this evening.
Short a couple.
Yeah, well, I might be short a couple, but it can't be a whole lot. The way this one is going right now, we, as you probably have guessed, are not going to kick off at 7:30 here tonight. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, and colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-30-400. The most recent high school coaches football polls, which I think are a little more reliable than the AP poll. Coaches actually determine who is in the top 10 in each class, and boy, you wouldn't pick anybody else but Warren Central. They're putting up some big numbers in 6A. They're followed by Brownsburg, Penn, Carmel, Avon, North Central, Columbus North. This Lafayette Jeff team is ranked 8th. Then it is Center Grove, Ben Davis, and Valparaiso tied at number 10. New Pal is number 1 in 5A, followed by Cathedral, Decatur Central, Whiteland, Michigan City. Then it's Columbus, East, and Martinsville tied at number 6. Bedford, North Lawrence 8th, along with Zionsville, and then Elkhart Central at number 10. In 4A, Fort Wayne, Dwenger, your top team. Then it's East Central, Evansville Central, Northwood, Mishawaka, Angola, Lowell, Marion at number 8. By the way, they're winning already at Muncie Central 14-0. Mooresville and Mississinawa, along with New Prairie, rounding out the top 10. Evansville Memorial, number 1 in 3A. Then it's Chittard, West Lafayette, Andrean, Brebeuf, Heritage Hills, Guerin Catholic, Fort Wayne Lures, Brownstown Central, and Gibson Southern. Quickly in 2A, Western Boone, Triton Central, Eastbrook, then Tipton, Scecina, Bremen, Shenandoah, Southridge, Whiting, and Woodland. And then it's Pioneer, number 1 in Single A, followed by Adams Central, Churubusco, Southwood, North Central, along with Sheridan, South Adams, Monroe Central, Park Heritage, and Covenant Christian. Those, again, are your top teams in the coaches' poll this week. In the North Central Conference tonight, Tech is at Anderson, Kokomo traveling to Logansport. We mentioned Marion leading already at Muncie Central, and McCutcheon is at Harrison. In the Tri-Eastern Conference tonight, Knightstown is at Tri. Tough one tonight for the Northeastern Knights. They're on the road at Shenandoah. Lincoln hosting Union City. It's Union County at Centerville. And Winchester is at Hagerstown. And quick check of the Eastern Indiana Conference tonight. East Central is at Connorsville. Greensburg on the road at Batesville. Rushville at Lawrenceburg, and South Dearborn is at Franklin County. All right, we've got all the preliminaries wrapped up. Brendan, let's talk about this one here tonight. We've already spelled everything out. Red Devils are up against a huge, huge challenge here tonight. Let's talk about the keys to this one. Red Devils are going to have to play maybe perfect football to win this one tonight. There's no doubt about it. And I'm not so sure they're not going to have to play perfect just to stay in the game. What are your keys for tonight's matchup?
First key I got is the quarterback situation for Richmond. Zach Hill only has one starting quarterback, or starting position at quarterback for a game so far.
Right.
That will be a factor. Maybe he's not getting inside of his head a little bit more than he needs to. You got a huge Jeff team, huge defensive line too.
Yeah.
They're coming at him 100%. They ain't coming with no more. They're coming with no mercy.
And we don't use the word ain't.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all right.
They're coming with no mercy, like I said.
Yeah.
Their defense, they got to figure that out and get it together.
Stay right there. We'll come back in a couple of moments. This is the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Beer Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com.
You've got too much stuff in your house or in your business and nowhere to put it all. What do? Here's the answer. Quaker City Storage in Richmond. Quaker City Storage offers various size units for either short-term or long-term storage. You'll get the best rates in town, and you always have 24-hour lighted access to your stuff. Quaker City Storage on Industrial Parkway next to A House Tool. Quaker City Storage is a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. Back here, Lafayette. Jeff, great to have you with us on a Friday night. We are down to our final 3 high school football games before the tournament gets underway, believe it or not, in just 4 weeks. So let's get back to the keys to this one tonight. You already mentioned Zach getting his second start of the season. I thought he looked great last week, but you mentioned tonight it'll be a little different animal even than last week when you think about what the Red Devils ran into last week, and this Bronco team simply took McCutcheon apart in last week's game. So if you look at it on paper, this certainly doesn't look good tonight for the Red Devils, but talk about some other keys for this one this evening.
Another one I had right before we went to break was their defense. Richmond defense struggled a lot last week, some mental errors and just stupid penalties as well, which I'll get to that in a second. They just got to focus. They got to come mentally prepared, physically prepared, emotionally prepared, and ready to take a hit and deliver one as well.
All right, as you said last week, there were a couple of times, even one possession, where the Red Devils had a chance to get the football back, and it ended up being a situation where they ended up getting a roughing, or basically a penalty that cost them 15 yards. It was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and it was one of those plays out of your seniors you can't have, and that certainly is you cannot make any mistakes here tonight.
Right. And then another one that I had from last week was the numbers, which is going to take a factor in this game as well. Yeah. You cannot have a roster as thin as Richmond has and expect to come out and easily, take out people like Jeff is right now. Yeah. Jeff has got one of the biggest senior classes I've seen in a long time.
Right, yeah.
And that's just seniors alone. Then you add sophomores, freshmen, junior to that list. Then you got, NCAA numbers right there.
Yeah.
So
they got a big roster, and they'll go too deep. There's no doubt about it, and they've got a lot of talent as well. All right, when we come back in a couple of moments, the kickoff is coming up next. Stay right there. This is Richmond Football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
All the amenities you want and the convenience you need. Your next apartment is waiting for you at Chester Heights Apartments in Richmond. Chester Heights Apartments come with 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms with central air, inside laundry, swimming pool, and a new regulation-sized volleyball court. Chester Heights also offers convenient access to IU East, Reed Hospital, shopping, restaurants, and more. Call today for specials. Chester Heights Apartments on Chester Boulevard in Richmond, a proud supporter of all Richmond High School athletics.
For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power & Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power & Light. Together we make powerful partners. All right, Richmond will give the football to the Broncos to start this one off tonight as the Red Devils defer the kickoff to the second half. So we're going to see Maximus Grimes right out of the chute here tonight. So, you and I it was a brief discussion about whether you kick off or do you want the football first. So I guess there is some debate on whether you want to give the Broncos a chance to get on the board first and see what your defense will do, and you'll get the ball in the second half. But this is a type of football team that can score so quickly and so often. I don't want them to touch the football at all if I can in the first half, simply because I want to stay in it by halftime. But we'll find out here. The Red Devils will again be kicking off. You see the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. As we mentioned, a little wind here tonight, but other than that, it's a beautiful night for high school football, and the Broncos will get it first, and this one is underway. This one will be kicked along the ground, picked up at about the 30, and then, of course, jumping on top of the loose football. And that'll be number 12, which is Brady Preston. It'll be first down, a freshman on special teams there for the Broncos. And so first down and 10, as we mentioned. Keep an eye tonight on their quarterback, Maximus Grimes, 6'2", 195, a sophomore. They've listed Thomas Hogan as their starting running back on their depth chart, number 28. And let's see if he is. It will be Hogan who will start in the backfield. Also, keep an eye tonight offensively to Jenkins, Matthews, Bishops, and Austin, the tight end. And already the Broncos shift out of their original set, empty backfield. Grimes will throw, ball caught over the middle, out of the backfield, and at the 40, 45, 50, 40, 35, and in the opening play at the 10, the 5, touchdown Broncos.
And yet again, we go back to exactly what you just said a moment ago, where you don't want to keep they can score quickly. They just showed you exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, and they went 69 yards.
Yeah, it proves you know what you're talking about sometimes.
Yeah, I just think they're such a high-scoring team. Now, the question is there a penalty flag? They're bringing it back, so there's some good news. Take the 6 off the board. I didn't see where the penalty flag was.
I did not either.
But apparently there is a flag down, and that'll eliminate that 69-yard touchdown pass that was caught by Thomas Hogan, the running back coming out of the backfield. And, of course, I say out of the backfield, he lined up to the left side with 4 receivers, but it was a penalty called against the Broncos, and it'll move him back now to the 26-yard line. So now you're looking at first down and 15 for the Broncos. And they will go now with 1 in the backfield. Grimes looks to throw again. Ball thrown to the near side. Ball caught 25-30. Cut back 35-40. 45. Finally, nope, still on his feet unless he stepped out of bounds at the 50-yard line. That'll be Derek Matthews, the junior wideout, 6'1", 172 pounds. And just like that, they will get another first down. I say another. Take away the touchdown, put the first down there. Hurry-up offense here for the Broncos once again. 3 wide to the right, hash mark left. Grimes will hand it off. Running up the middle, 45, 40, 35, and then finally brought down. A nice run once again by Hogan here on the near side, and another first down for the Broncos. And they're not going to give the Red Devils any chance to make any changes whatsoever on defense. This time 5 wide, 4 to the far side. Grimes will work out of the shotgun. As we mentioned, he's only a sophomore. He will pump to his left, rolling to his right, throws, and just out of the reach of his intended receiver, Bishop Johnson. And that'll be second down and 10. So take away the penalty. That's their first miscue of the night.
And I was watching them a little bit before the game, warming up, too. And they did run that route. I guess it's kind of a bootleg there. They did run that a lot, and they did have some problems connecting on that as well.
All right, second down and 10 as Grimes will throw again. Ball caught by Johnson. This time he'll go down. And this will be a loss of yardage, about 3 yards on the loss, as the pass completed to Bishop Johnson once again. Red Devils read it well that time on defense, so now you're looking at third down and about 13 for the first down. Now, Richmond that time did an excellent job reading that pass on the flat.
And something Coach Lewis has been dogging them about is gang tackling and everyone going to the ball, not just assuming somebody else will get it. And Aquavion Allen did great on that play.
Grimes, quick throw to the sideline. He keeps his feet in bounds. It will not be a first down. The reception that time by Jenkins. And the Broncos will have it now fourth down, but you're looking at fourth down and about 4 for the first down. That was a gain of 9 on that pass play. But on 4th and 4 with this offense, they're going to go for it. They have Richmond down to the 29-yard line. Grimes again out of the shotgun will put his running back in motion. The pitch, the cutback 30 to the outside. First down 25-20, 15-10, 5 touchdown. This time I don't see any flags down. It just delayed them just maybe a couple of minutes, and the Broncos get on the board. after the first one was wiped away. Not this time. On the touchdown was Thomas Hogan, just a sophomore. Two sophomores leading this offense. One of those, again, the quarterback, Maximus Grimes, and the other one, your running back in Thomas Hogan. Here's Marquez in to attempt the extra point now for the Broncos. And the kick is on the way, hits the upright to the left, and it is no good. So the Broncos get on the board first here tonight. After they had the 69-yard touchdown pass taken away, they come back and again and get the score on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Broncos on top of the Red Devils, 6-0.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond, Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
Well, the Broncos score quickly, as we said earlier. Either way you look at it, they were bound and determined to get that football into the end zone after the first time that the pass play was taken away, the 69-yarder to Hogan, and then they come back, drive down the field, and the Red Devils unable to stop them. They got 3 first downs out of that drive and then the touchdown. 10-17 remaining here in the opening period of play, and Richmond again already in a hole.
But the good thing about it is it's only 6 points. We can still see them holding on to the game. It's not a 21, it's not a 28-point lead yet.
Well, the onside kick, and let's see if the Broncos got it back. Did they catch the Red Devils off guard? And let's see, they're unpiling, and Richmond comes up with it. Well, Richmond almost gave it away right there, and that was Blaine Pierce able to jump on top of the loose football. So the good news is Richmond will get it back, and they almost caught the Red Devils off guard. So now the Red Devils will get the football for the first time.
And the big part of the game last week was injuries. We had 3 people carted off the field alone, and 2 of them were on the offensive line. But they are back tonight, and I do feel like that will play a factor tonight, as well as what I've said before.
Tight trips to the left, and the handoff in the backfield for the Red Devils, and driven back. Let's see, they did not start Wyatt Bird. Getting the start tonight for the Red Devils, DeMarco Owens, the freshman running back. So Owens gets the start tonight. He'll get a gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 now for the Red Devils. Just under the 10-minute mark here in the opening period. Trips to the left once again. Hill looking left. He'll get out of the pocket, and he loses the football, and the Broncos have it. Jumping on top of the loose football, Kyle Wyatt there to pick it up, the linebacker, and Richmond a turnover just stripped out of the hands of your quarterback, Zach Hill, and a turnover by Richmond, and they're going to have excellent field position right here at the 50-yard line.
And something I talked about within the pregame was Zach Hill. Maybe he needs to know that he can't hold on to that. He needs to be able to shake it off. He needs to be able to move on to the next possession, think about what he's going to do and what he's going to do differently to prevent that from happening again.
A little loose on the carry on the football that time, so now the Broncos take over at the 50-yard line. Grimes this time will work with 3 wide to the far side, hash mark to the left. He'll throw to the short side. Ball caught, and all the way down to the 41, maybe 42-yard line, depending on the spot of the football. Derek Matthews once again. Matthews coming into this one here tonight, 26 receptions coming in. They average or nearly 20 yards per reception. And now you'll be looking at 2nd down and just a couple of yards on this one. And that will be an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down. So again, 3rd down and 2 here for the Broncos. They will give you no chance to make any changes on your defense, even if the Red Devils were to make some changes, simply because they run that hurry-up offense as much as they do. So let's call it 3rd down again and about 2 for the first time. Grimes One in the backfield. First down up the middle. Big hole, 30, 25, 20. Down to the 15-yard line and another big run, this time by Thomas Hogan. And a first down for the Broncos. Quick hitting offense, and you have so many weapons out there that you got to find. So again at the 15, Grimes will throw to the flat, ball caught. Cutting to the outside to the 5 and easily into the end zone for the touchdown, Brian Jenkins. And I don't see any flags down, and another score for the Broncos, and they quickly lead this one 12-0. Last week against Anderson, they were on top early and often. They were ahead at halftime, 49-0. So they really do like to get on the board very early.
Can you blame them? Like, as a coach, you just take every opportunity you can get.
So now the extra point. No, they're going to go for 2 with a little trick play to the near side, and I believe a flag is down, and it is. It may have been an illegal formation this time on the Broncos, trying to set it up for the extra point, and so now they will discuss it right here. And the penalty again is on the Broncos.
And what we've seen a lot so far is we've seen that they like to throw trick plays at you.
Well, they're so good at throwing the football around, it's kind of hard to even see where the ball is sometimes. This is, again, the best place we have. Of course, anytime we come to Lafayette, this press box is absolutely amazing. We're high above the field here at Lafayette Jeff, so we get a look at just about everything. It's almost like being at a small college.
Right. Like Miami University in Oxford.
It is very, very nice. And, again, here's the extra point attempt. This is Marquez, and there's another flag down.
Looks like it's probably going to be offsides on your Richmond Red Devils, too.
So now you just give them another chance to put it right back where it was. So now if you're the Broncos, again, you missed your last one. It wasn't certainly a bad miss. It hit off the upright to the left. Had plenty of distance on the last kick, just a matter of now of the Broncos go ahead and go for 1 right here, try again for 2. They've now put the Red Devils in a big hole here in the opening period of play. Marquez once again marking himself off for the extra point. And the Broncos have shown why they're such a high-scoring offense. The kick is on the way, and the two officials look at each other. They say it is good. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Red Devils in a hole early in this one. They trail at 13-0.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
we got this.
There you see the score, 13-0 back here in Lafayette as the Red Devils have put themselves in a hole early. The turnover again by the Broncos, or I should say by the Red Devils, cost them the 6 points. See the Broncos lining up, and again, they'll do that several times on their opening, or I should say on their kickoff, just trying to get you a little bit off the mark there. And now they'll set up on the hash mark to the left. The Red Devils get the football for the second time, 8:43 to go here in the opening period of play, and Marquez will line it up and kick it very short. Someone will have to come up and get it, and they will. Richmond on the return across the 35, dumped it about the 37-yard line. On the return is Eli Irvin, who caught a touchdown pass last week. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Friday the tuna, Saturday the Black Forest ham, and Sunday the meatball marinara. Treat yourself at Subway, 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. 1st and 10, football again at the 37-yard line. Trips left, that'll be wide left. And again, DeMarco Owens, the lone setback. It'll be Owens on the carry. He'll get a yard or so and gets driven back by that Bronco defense. They've got DeMarco Cross, Caden Souders up front, Peyton Price, Jalen Monroe. They're pretty good 4 guys up front, but their linebackers pretty good as well, and Cameron Worley, Britton Chandler, and Kyle Wyatt, who, by the way, was the one who recovered that fumble in Richmond's last possession. So they're going to see a gain of a yard. We'll call it 2nd down and 9 now for the Red Devils. 3 wide, 2 to the far side. That'll be the wide side of the field. Hash mark right here for the Red Devils. And again, out of the shotgun formation. Handoff Owens, and Owens may get back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to be 3rd and long for the Red Devils. Nowhere to run here for Richmond against this defense. Boy, you hate to put yourself in a 3rd and long situation deep in your own territory.
And Richmond's been struggling to get the ball moving, 3 or 4 plus yards. Now they got to do it 10 yards or the possession's near over.
Well, this offensive line is going to be tested for the rest of the way, just trying to find a way to block all these guys that are playing in the box. And now the Red Devils go trips to the left. That's the wide side of the field. Lone setback Owens. Hill rolling to his left. Here comes pressure. He'll throw, and this one high in the air, and he threw it away. He got nailed. Coming up to put on the big hit was number 45, Britton Chandler, the linebacker at 5'11", 216. And the Red Devils now faced with a 4th down and 10, and the punting unit coming on the field now for the Red Devils. So now you've had a situation where you fumble the football. You cannot move the football more than a yard, and so now your offense has maybe, no yards of total offense in two possessions, and now you got to punt it away, and this is going to be a little bit of a chore as well, as the Red Devils do not have a very good kicking game right now, and this is going to be punted out of bounds. That's going to be a short kick. Line of scrimmage is at the 37. They're going to mark it at the 45. So that's only, 15? That's only 19-yard punt on that one for the Red Devils. So the Broncos are going to have excellent field position here once again at their own 45.
Which the biggest problem with our kicking unit right now is Stephon Huber no longer with the team. And then the sophomore we picked up from the soccer player, Gage, he actually got hurt in the Marion game, I believe.
Look at this formation right here. It looks like a bunch of guys lined up as bowling pins, and now they'll go wide. Trips to the far side, single receiver to the short side, hash mark left, and the throw to the sideline. Ball's going to be caught but dropped on the play. Good job defensively as he – is that Aquavion Allen there to make the stop for the Red Devils? He read that one well.
Good job shedding off the block and making the tackle. Both at the same time, yeah.
You're talking about a loss of about 4 yards. We're going to call it 2nd down and 14. Grimes out of the backfield again. Ball caught far side. And the Red Devils do make the tackle at the 48-yard line. Haynes, one of those there for the Red Devils. The reception there by Brian Jenkins. And with this type of offense, you got to work really quick to get everything set back up again, because they will come right at you. No chance for rest on defense. That's why they score the way they do. Broncos on the move once again. Grimes sets up the screen pass. Ball caught middle of the field, and a good defensive play by the Red Devils. There's your freshman linebacker there to make the stop, and Jake Haynes.
A lot of people were surprised that Coach Lewis was starting a freshman. Coach Lewis came in, everyone gets the same amount of opportunities, and that kid took it and ran with it.
4th down and 6. Grimes under center this time. We'll see if they can pull the Red Devils off sides, and I generally would think the way their offense runs, 6 or 5 yards, not a big deal to them. So they're going to go for it again on 4th down. They'll pump. They're going to go for everything on the near sideline, and just out of the reach of the intended receiver. That falls incomplete as Derek Matthews can't come up with it, and the Red Devils will hold the Broncos this time with 5:31 remaining here in the quarter. By the way, Marion now leading Muncie Central 21-0. That game taking place up in Muncie. By the way, at halftime, we're going to talk with one of the Richmond girl golfers, Brianna Fisher. There, by the way, they were in 15th place in the state tournament today, but we want to hear what she has to say about going to the state tournament this year. And we'll also, again, of course, congratulations to the boys' tennis team. They beat Centerville today to win the sectional for the 5th straight year. First down and 10 for the Red Devils. Here is Owens again, and Owens going to get stuffed. They may get him back to the line of scrimmage, and the Red Devils just unable to run the football here against the Broncos early. We'd mentioned before that Wyatt Bird was suited up, but he has not played. We got word that he was not going to play tonight. And so far, that has been the case. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining here, it'll be 2nd down and 10, football at the 50.
Which I know this is football, so bear with me for a second. I know it happens in hockey a lot. People will dress, but they are hurt. They will not play. They are only there so they can sit on the bench legally. So.
All right, here is Zach to throw to the near side over the outstretched arms of his intended receiver at about the 44-yard line. That is Julian Holguin, the senior receiver, unable to come up with it. It'll be 3rd down now and 10 for the Red Devils. See what Richmond will do right here, and I think they said there might be a flag down. Of course, every time I think there's not a flag, there's a flag, and I'm not sure where the heck they're throwing these flags. I never hardly see him. There he is.
That one looked like it was at the top of the field, maybe.
Well, it's going to be against the Broncos or against the Red Devils. He pointed both ways, so.
Offsetting. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't see anything yet. Well, apparently no flag. Well, now they're going to do it. Sometimes these officials take forever to make up their mind what they're doing and what the penalty is, and then it's against the Red Devils, whatever the penalty is. It'll be a 1st down, and they didn't give us an indication of what it was. You know, you might want to tell everybody what the penalty is eventually, right? That moves Richmond all the way back to the 35-yard line, so it had to have been, as we call it, a biggie. So now you're looking at what? 3rd down and 25. And Richmond again will try to run the football and nothing there. They just cannot run it. Owens over the left side. It'll be 4th down. We got to mark our thing up here too. That's why we say give us what the penalty is, so give us a chance to get our scoreboard updated. 4th down and 25 now.
Now give me a second here. Bear with me. It is 3rd and
well, it's 4th down
20,
now.
Well, talking back the last play, it's 3rd and 25, and obviously you got to pass the ball because you're most likely not going to run the ball because they're averaging about 1 yard right now for the entire game.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't throw the football right there and let maybe Zach in a little bit of a rhythm throwing. That kick is a knuckleball kick to the far sideline. That's going to be another bad kick for Richmond. They just don't have a kicker right now. And that's going to hurt them really the rest of the year in field position. And again, nothing against the youngster that is kicking the football, but he's just not ready. That's John Carter, the freshman, who's kicking the football away, but he's not quite ready for that. So 1st down for the Broncos once again. 3:58 to go here in the opening period. Broncos take over 1st and 10. Handoff, big hole over the right side, and that gain will get down to the 44-yard line. In there on the tackle for the Red Devils, Jewel Taylor. I want to reset that as well. 2nd down, and that'll be a gain of about 6. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 or so. Quarterback will keep it himself. Grimes at the 40, 35, still on his feet down to the 33-yard line. Holguin on the stop, also on the stop for the Red Devils, Trayshawn Jones, and that'll be a 1st down. We'll put the football at the 33-yard line. Trips to the right. Nope, we're going to go 4 to the right. That'll be the wide side. Hash mark left once again for Grimes. 1st down for the Broncos. He'll throw quickly out on the flat, gets the nice block, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Broncos, Bishop Johnson nearly untouched into the end zone, and this is going to get ugly really quick. And Richmond has no answer so far here tonight. 3:03 remaining here in the opening period of play. Marquez in to attempt the extra point.
Richmond's got to figure out how to get the ball moving. either running it or passing it, something. But
There's
Jeff's
another
already in triple-digit passing yards.
There's another flag down. Yeah, I bet they are. Well, that's going to be against Richmond. So it doesn't really do much. It goes from the 3 to the 1.5.
Big boost.
Yeah, that a whole half yard. So here is the extra point attempt here in the opening period of play, and the kick is up, and it is good. As the two officials, again, I don't know why they look at each other. 20-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. This is Richmond football on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, KraftMaid, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
We're back here at Lafayette, Jeff, where right now it is all Broncos on top of this one, 20-0. I mentioned last week against Anderson, they were at 21-0 after the opening period of play. But they were ahead 49-0 at halftime, and right now they're well on their way to marking that number here tonight as the Broncos, you see, line up the football on the hash mark here on the near side. Still 3:03 remaining here in the opening period of play. Short kick again coming up to receive. It will be Trayshawn Jones, and he's going to get a couple of yards, and that's it. Good special teams play by the Broncos. One of the first ones in there, Cordell Jones, just a sophomore. You know, they have a lot of seniors, no doubt about it, but they got a lot of young guys playing. We talk about the quarterback's a sophomore, the running back's just a sophomore. We haven't even seen Munoz tonight. Maybe he's hurt and won't be playing, but Munoz, their leading rusher, hasn't even played this evening.
That means good news for Richmond, though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, trips to the left. That'll be the wide side. Again, the Red Devils have not thrown the football much at all tonight, despite being down. And Zach will be sacked on this one. Nowhere to go. The pocket collapses, and he'll go down back at the 25-yard line. He's not going to have a whole lot of time to throw the football here tonight as Jared Nault coming in, 6'4", 247, the defensive end there to make the stop.
It looks like Zach Hill's a little shooken up on the play, and I can't blame him. I would be too.
Well, he got hit the last time he threw the football, and he took quite a shot that time. That's going to be a loss of about 5 yards on that sack. But, you know, the Red Devils are counting on him to get this offense going, stacked to the left side. That'll be trips left, far side of the field. Hand off to Marco, and again, nowhere to go. This offense just can't do anything. I mean, the bottom line is if you can't run and you can't pass, they have no other options. You're looking at now third down and what? That's 11, 16. That's now 19 yards. So 3rd and 19. You just don't have any options to work with here tonight. So now the Red Devils, again, 3rd down and long. 1:40 to go here in the opening period of play. Trips again to the left. Red Devils trying to work now with the tight end to the right. Zach will throw a little swing pass, and Holguin makes the catch. But nope, they're going to say that's an incomplete pass. That's probably the best news right there, and they don't lose a couple of yards. And Richmond's offense now at 4th down and 19 and nowhere to go.
Good hustle there by Holguin, though.
Yeah, didn't let that ball fall, and just in case it was a lateral pass, but 1:28 remaining. The Broncos are going to get it back, and they're going to have good field position again.
unless we can get a good punt here, which I know John Carter has it in him. So,
well, he's only a freshman. It's a tough thing to do to a freshman, but you don't have any other choice. Here they come, and again, that one's just, I don't know if it was blocked or just went straight up in the air. The Broncos are going to have it at about the 19-yard line.
Bronco got a hand on it there. So, yeah, it was blocked at
82
just as
was,
it left his foot.
That was DeMarco Cross, the defensive end, who recovered it. And so the Broncos are going to have it on a short field, even a shorter field than before. So first down for the Broncos at the 19-yard line. Grimes coming back in once again. And we mentioned Munoz hasn't played yet. Now they'll start out in this little formation, then separate from there. The defense has to decide real quickly where they're going to go. Have an H-back in the backfield as well. The handoff, big hole again, and this is Munoz this time. So we see Munoz for the first time, getting inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6. So I don't know why Munoz hadn't played up until now, but now they got another weapon in their lineup. Second down in the pass to the far side. Touchdown. Did he stay in bounds? Yes. Touchdown again for the Broncos on that pass to the far side to Jenkins. And the Broncos score in just 2 plays, and they make it 26-0. By the way, see the little exit sign right there? How about that? We can now put that in. It's actually a reflection on the back wall. We have our camera inside here tonight. A windy night. Marquez coming in to attempt the extra point, and the Broncos will see this one go through yet one more time, and it is ugly here tonight for the Red Devils. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Broncos on top of this one, 27-0.
Are you looking for the right place to work out, a place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Well, we're back here in Lafayette, and for the Red Devils, it's a rough one already. There's not much you can say. It just is not going to be Richmond's night here at all. They're down 27-0 already.
Not even out of the first quarter yet.
And we're not even out of the first quarter, and they could still get the football back if you're not careful in a quick 3 and out. But Richmond's offense has been just non-existent here tonight. As, again, Marquez will put this one in the air, a short kick again, and on the return, Trayshawn Jones trying to find some running room. He actually made something positive out of that. Out to about the 31-yard line, and that's where the Red Devils take over 1st and 10. Now, here's the one thing I don't like what I see. And you mentioned body language early, and it's tough to say what we would do when you're down 27-0, but I didn't like the body language of Richmond coming out of that special teams play right there. They came up, they walked back to the huddle. There's no spark in this team right now at all.
At this point, it's kind of, well, guess I got to go back here.
Well, I'll tell you what, this thing could be 75-0 if they don't get going here pretty quick. Zach Hill back in once again, this time 3 wide. They'll play in the hash mark to the near side. Owens the lone setback, and Zach will throw. It's behind his receiver, but Holguin coming back to make the reception at the 37-yard line. And so the Red Devils will get a gain of 6 on the pass play. And finally, something positive to talk about. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Red Devils.
Fun fact, they actually got more yards in that play than they have the entire game.
Yeah, it's been tough.
Yeah.
It's been tough. 15 seconds. I think the Red Devils may not snap it one more time as the game clock is at 9, the play clock at 14. Man, they're going to go for it right here. Broncos showing blitz right there. Handoff to Owens, and he's going to go backwards. In fact, he's going to lose a couple of yards at the end of the opening period. It is all Broncos on this one on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Broncos on top of this one, 27-0. Stay right there. This is Richmond football on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
We're back once again here in Lafayette. Troy Darengowski along with Brendan Evans, and it is all Broncos at this point as the Red Devils again had maybe their most productive play there a couple of moments ago, but now they find themselves after trying to run the football again. They just can't run it right now. So again, it'll be 3rd down and 7 now for the Red Devils. Hill to roll to his right, throws, and it's incomplete at the 32-yard line. Pass intended for Bryce Brown, and now Richmond faced with a 4th down and about 9. So Richmond will have to punt the football away yet one more time. Well, the one thing that you're seeing the Broncos do, which you should expect, they're putting everybody in the box. They're daring the Red Devils to throw the football. And the other thing about it is they're just pinning their ears back, coming right at you. They're not wasting any time going after the Red Devils here tonight. So now the Broncos, they've put nobody back this time, and Carter just kind of pooches this one to the near side and goes out of bounds. They don't even need the return because bottom line is the return is coming off the punt. When visiting the Richmond area, one place to stay, that's the Best Western Classic. At the Best Western Classic of Richmond, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. Again, 1st down for the Broncos. They'll have it at the Richmond 49-yard line. Grimes to throw, and we've got stoppage of play, and that'll go against the Broncos. That is a penalty, which we have seen quite a few of those here tonight. Kokomo is now on top of their game against Logansport, 17-6. Here's the run by Grimes, and he fumbled the football. I think Richmond may have come up with. They did. The linebacker there, that is Jake Haynes, who comes up with it, and the Red Devils get the football, 1st down and 10, so Broncos turn it over. Sometimes when you see a team get the football back, they have a big lead like that. They have a tendency not to play as fundamental as the coach would like them to, and of course, you're always thinking down the line a little bit, who you might be playing in the tournament, and they've got a tough tournament draw as always when you think about some of the teams they may have to play.
And as you were just talking about, Jake Haynes on the play, sorry. He's only, as you said, he's only a freshman, 5'11", 170 pounds. He's not the biggest dude, but he's ready to play.
Hill to throw, throws out on the flat. Holguin makes the catch. Holguin, actually, nice gain out to the 30. Take that back, the 45-yard line. As the Red Devils get 4 out of that one, it'll be 2nd down and 6, and that certainly is a plus for the Red Devils because it looked like he was going to get dropped for a loss right there. And you see again, the Red Devils will go 4 wide. They're going to have to start opening it up and just throwing the football. They're going to say 3 wide instead, with the lone setback staying in. And they'll try to run the football again. There's just nowhere to run, and no gain on that one. As, again, DeMarco Owens gets stopped. It'll be 3rd down now for the Red Devils. And, again, we're talking about 3rd down at about 6. 10:38 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Broncos on top, 27-0. And Richmond, again, this is the deepest they've had the football at the 45-yard line. But now the question is, if Owens unable to be effective in the running game, that puts a lot more pressure on Zach Hill as they'll go hash mark to the right, wide side with 2. Broncos are showing blitz, and now we've got another whistle on this one, and I think that's going to go against the Red Devils again. So another penalty flag, and every time you think you make a positive, you end up moving back. So it'll be 3rd down and 11, back to the 50-yard line.
I don't know if it was just me, but I did not actually see what happened.
I neither.
Where the jump was.
Well, most of the time I never even see the flag fly.
Right.
I mean, next thing you know, you see
Got
them waving
lucky that
their
time.
arms, but they're supposed to be throwing it up in the air so everybody can see it, but this crew has not done that. They don't even tell us half the time what the call is. So now the Red Devils again will have it. It's going to be 3rd down. Hill again out of the shotgun with Owens the lone setback. 2 to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. Hill to throw. Puts it high in the air. It's up for grabs. It'll be picked off by the Broncos. And coming up with the interception, 33, J.J. Lee. And Richmond turns it over on 3rd down and 11. So now the Broncos will get it back. 9:52 remaining here in the second quarter. Second turnover by the Red Devils tonight. One the strip fumble, and now this one the interception. And the Broncos, who again averaging around 49 points per game, will trot that offense back out on the field once again. Mentioned they're second in the state in passing yardage. They'll go trips to the left. Again, that'll be the wide side, so a lot of room to work with here for Grimes. One in the backfield again. Grimes will look that way. Ball is going to be knocked down. Good anticipation again. As coming up for the Red Devils that's Allen there, the junior. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. He's read that twice here tonight and read that one against extremely well. Harrison on top of McCutcheon, 10-7. We won't see Harrison this year. So now it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Broncos. Trips left, 2 receivers to the near side as Grimes will check once again. And now, as he says something to his running back, Hogan, he'll reset once again to the left. 5 wide, empty backfield. Grimes to throw, puts it in the air and overthrows his intended receiver. That is Brian Jenkins. A little post pattern right down the middle of the field, and he just misses him. And so now the Broncos faced with a 3rd down here in the second quarter with 9:41 remaining.
And that's the second or third time that this quarterback has overthrown receivers. If they could come up with those catches, imagine how many more yards they'd actually have tacked on to the triple digit they're already in.
Well, I think he can hold on to the football a little bit longer. He hasn't had a whole lot of pressure. Grimes throws to the far side. Ball caught, juking his way and getting more yardage into Richmond territory. Nice gain on the play by Zion Austin, the tight end, who's been lined up wide to the far side. That'll be 1st down for the Broncos. And again, another weapon here for Lafayette Jeff. No huddle offense once again. Hurry up to the 40. Ball is caught and still in his feet, finally brought down to about the 38-yard line. And on the catch that time is going to be Derek Matthews, and that'll be another 1st down. That helps me. I don't have to change the clock. Again, Broncos quickly to the line of scrimmage. Boy, this is like a 2-minute offense all game long. Ball caught near side, 30, 25, 20, 15, and finally brought down as Holguin makes the stop down to the 6-yard line. And that's going to be caught again by Jenkins, and another 1st down and goal.
Looked like he was going to go all the way there for a second. Luckily, Holguin was able to get his hands on him, pull him down. Looked like he was about to get stiff-armed.
Yeah, Broncos are just so active offensively. They'll fake the handoff, and the ball caught by Austin, and he will be dragged down at about the 3-yard line. Let's see, it's Holguin again who got a hold of his ankle to bring him down. So now it'll be 2nd down.
Holguin is just all over the place tonight.
Well, he's going to have to be. 2nd down and goal at about the 3-yard line. 8:33 remaining here in the second quarter. Broncos go 4 wide again, and this time they will work out of an empty backfield. Grimes to throw, ball tipped in the air, and there is Bryce Brown for the Red Devils, able to knock it down. That'll be an incomplete pass as Brown there for the Red Devils. So 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Boy, this would be big for the Red Devils to get a stop here, but the only problem is they got a pretty good kicker. Number 2 is if you got the ball back, you're really deep in your own territory. Broncos are in a win-win-win situation right here.
And the O-line has not been great today. It's been collapsing all over the place.
Well, that's going to be a timeout. Broncos say they want to talk about it right here. They'll use their first timeout. We will take a break as well on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Broncos on top of this one, 27-0.
Indiana University East is growing. Enrollment has doubled since 2007, and IU East is the university of choice in this region. With athletic programs, internship opportunities, bachelor's and master's degrees, and a growing number of degree programs on campus and online, it is easy to see why IU East is a leader on campus and in the community. Learn more about the many opportunities Indiana University East offers at iue.edu. IU, focused on you.
Now the Broncos again get the timeout as Richmond now faced with a 3rd down and 3. And the Broncos, again, when you talk about all the weapons they have available to them, it's a guessing game on what they might do right here. They can use their tight end. They've got Hogan, their running back. They've got some good receivers. So I'm not sure if I'm a defensive coordinator what I'm going to try to guess what they'll do. They line up in a tight T formation, so that doesn't mean they'll exactly run it right here, but they're going to line up, and they will. And it'll be their fullback over the right side for the touchdown. That's number 51. They lined up as a fullback, Noah Ritchie. He's an offensive lineman by trade, but he will pound it in, and the Broncos now lead at 33-0.
Right, and
There's flags down. Now we've got some extracurricular activity. Now, that time I saw the flags. This may go against Richmond. Yeah, they're pointing that way, and maybe an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Red Devils. The official is talking to the Richmond players, and I would imagine, again, for the Red Devils kind of losing their composure right here when you're down this big. By the way, the Broncos not only have an excellent press box to work in here tonight. There is the touchdown and sportsmanlike conduct penalty. Well, they're going to say against the Broncos. Well, that's good news at least, and won't be against the Red Devils.
That'll still give them the touchdown, but it'll just push them further back for the field goal, right?
They'll take it on the kickoff.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine. Here's the other thing I was mentioning. They have great press box and a great field and a great track, and they got video board, and the only thing we're missing is refreshments.
Yeah.
We don't have any refreshments here.
We got an elevator to take down.
That's right. We don't have to carry our stuff. All right, let's go, guys. Come on, get them lined up here.
All we're missing is someone to carry our stuff for us.
Yeah, well, I noticed. And
that's what you brought me for, right?
Yeah, that's right. One thing I was going to mention, too, is it looks like they're getting a new gymnasium to play basketball in, which is good news. That place they have now is a little outdated, so here is Marquez once again to attempt the extra point, and the right foot is good. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Broncos on top of this one, 34-0. This is Richmond football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Finding just the right used car can be a daunting task unless you shop at Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. Hi, this is Troy Naragowski. I can guarantee you one thing. Tony's professional staff will help you every step of the way without all that pressure of buying a new car. Hey, I bought my last 2 cars from Tony's, and it has been a great experience every time. Tony's has lots of one-owner cars, SUVs, and trucks ready for you today. Tony's Car Sales, 250 National Road West in Richmond.
Back in Lafayette, Jeff, as the Red Devils in a huge hole in this one, 34-0. And Richmond will get the football back. Again, the penalty marked off, and then sportsmanlike, probably excessive celebration that time on the Broncos. And so they'll move it back to the 25-yard line. So Richmond should have decent field position right here. And it'll be Trayshawn Jones at the 45 and brought down right there. So Richmond first down and 10. But for the Red Devils, again, they've only had maybe one or two plays the entire first half where they've actually been able to do something with it on offense. Other than that, it has been a very, very rough night for this Richmond football team. Broncos a 6A school, and they're showing it tonight in their numbers and their strength in this one. No doubt about it. Zach Hill once again in at quarterback, and he will hand off and nowhere to go again. DeMarco's going to be sore tomorrow. Owens, they're going to be nice and give it to the line of scrimmage, which I think he probably ended up losing a yard or so, but it'll be second down and 10.
And something I want to point out right now, if you look at Lafayette, Jeff's sideline, they didn't do much on that play. A 0-yard gain, or no gain on the play, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
But look at their sideline compared to ours.
Yeah, there's and only more enthusiastic. I guess I would be up if I were up 34-0 as well on a senior night.
Right.
Again, shotgun for Hill, throws over the middle, ball tipped in the air, and it was intended for Bryce Brown. There to knock it away is John L. King, the defensive back, 5'7", 175 pounds. So Richmond trying to go over the middle and get some yardage there. It falls incomplete, 7:24 remaining here in the first half of play. Red Devils again will this time go trips to the left side. Bryce will stand as the tight end to the right. Boy, if you're offensive coordinator and you're looking at that sheet you have there, I'm not sure what you try to draw up right here. Red Devils will go stack trips to the near side. You see the three receivers right there at the bottom of your screen, and it'll be Owens again, and Owens going to get about a yard before he's driven back. He got hit by big number 40 that time. Coming in to make the stop, Souter, 6'2", 268, the defensive tackle. And now the Red Devils faced with a fourth down. And where'd they put that football? They're going to give him gain of a couple of yards, so it'll be fourth down and about 8 now for Richmond. And again, you're down 34-0. They'll go and go for it. Even if you punt the football at this point, it really doesn't go much of anywhere. So Zach will try to get him a first down right here. Again, Richmond trips to the left side. Owens the lone setback, empty on the right. And Zach to throw. Here they come. He'll put it in the air, and it's going to be way short. Holguin, the intended receiver. Let me make sure there are no flags down, because sometimes they go down and we don't see them, and I don't see one.
Any.
So the Broncos will take over the football first and 10. 6:21 remaining here in the first half. And the Red Devils, again, offensively, nothing to work with. You know what's nice about here? They got a video board, too, which I know I mentioned, but
just keeps stacking up.
It just keeps coming, doesn't it?
Yeah. I didn't even realize that was up there until just a second ago when you mentioned it.
You know, maybe they'll put something on later. If we get really bored, we can watch some reruns of Seinfeld or something. And it's a long night already for the Red Devils. Those that made the trip, Red Devils may have 15 fans here tonight. That's a long road trip for anyone. And again, Grimes will work with 5 wide. Little pass to the near side again. There's your running back, Hogan. He's clear at the 30, the 25-20, 10-5, touchdown Broncos. Wow, that's way too easy, though. They got those blockers on the outside, but the Red Devils unable to catch up with Hogan.
I don't think that was just really good blocking. I just don't think that was just really good blocking. I think that was just poor defense.
Marquez will attempt to the extra point. 6:05 remaining. And the extra point by Marquez looks like it is good, and it is. on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. We haven't even made it to halftime. Red Devils trail this one 41-0.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home.
Well, still 6:05 remaining here in the first half, and the Red Devils trail it 41-0. And Richmond will get the football back once again, and just, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just they're better than we are, and this program is not even close where it's going to have to be to compete with these Western Division teams. Here's Trayshawn Jones on the return across the 30 to about the 33. I don't see any flags down once again. And so Richmond's football season has 2 weeks left after today, and of course next week very winnable. You play an Anderson team who is struggling as well, and then
that'll be a good game.
We'll finish it out of Kokomo after that. Well, I hope it's a good game. I just hope that we find a way to come out and get a win.
It's winnable. They just got to find the drive to do it.
So 5:54 to go. Again, Zach out of the shotgun, looking near side. Here's Trayshawn on the catch, and boy, they really come to the football quickly. First one there to get Trayshawn was Chandler, the linebacker, and he sprinted over from his middle linebacker position to get Trayshawn. And they're going to say that's a loss of a yard on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 11. And so 5:27 remaining now for the Red Devils. Richmond just kind of walking to their positions, too. That's the other thing. I don't really like what I see right now. I know it's easy for me to say when you're up here and you're down 41-0, but these guys just walking to their positions, and that's tough. They've been beaten soundly, not only physically but mentally so far here tonight. New running back in the backfield, and boy, nowhere to go. The new guy getting the football this time is Allen, who's made a couple of nice plays defensively here tonight, but he got drilled, and they're going to move that football all the way back to the 27-yard line. So now you're looking at about, 3rd down and 16? So again, Richmond going the opposite way. Broncos can get it back again. By the way, Allen's going to stay in as Quavion Allen will stay in as the lone running back. He's not very big either. I mean, you don't list him at 175 pounds. So Richmond doesn't have a huge back to work with again. Trips to the left and empty to the right side. That'll be the short side, and there is a timeout by Richmond. So the Red Devils will use a timeout on this one here as well. Stay right there. We will come back. Red Devils trail this one on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, 41-0.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
By the way, we'll have all the scores from high school football. The only place you'll get scores is right here on RadioTroy.com, as again, we'll have those scores for you later tonight, or if you want to wait until tomorrow morning to get the high school football scores, we'll have them for you. Not just locally, but all the scores from around the state of Indiana. 4:15 remaining before halftime. As mentioned, we'll talk some high school golf coming up at halftime. Red Devils in 15th place at the state tournament today. We'll hear from one of their players who I talked to earlier this week about the state tournament. Throw over the middle, and that'll be caught by Trayshawn Jones out to about the 36-yard line. It is not a first down for the Red Devils.
No, Zach's lucky right there. I didn't catch the number on the linebacker, but he's lucky he didn't decide to play the ball. He decided to play Trayshawn instead, and that ball went right over his head.
4th down and 8, and that means the Red Devils look like they will trot on the punting unit once again. We talked about this before, and it's not a mystery that you're kind of coming into a war here tonight. You're using a pea shooter, and they've got cannons, and that's kind of where the Red Devils are right now. So now the bad punt again, but it takes a Richmond bounce, and will go out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Where is he going? These guys are a couple of, these officials are kind of strange in some of the things they do. It was out at the 43, but he marked at the 44. However, if you look at it, Broncos are going to get the football back, 1st down and 10. Of course, we are getting close to the end of the high school football season, and tournament draw will be coming up here very, very soon. And find out how the Red Devils will look in the upcoming tournament. 3:20 remaining here in the first half. Grimes will stay in as the quarterback, and he will fake and throw over the middle, and that's going to go incomplete. Pass intended there for Brian Jenkins. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Looked like just a little bit of a miscommunication. It didn't look like the receiver was looking back at the quarterback at all. He looked like he was trying to get around the defensive back and then look back at their quarterback.
The other thing is they don't mind too much because they got so much firepower. Even though they might miss on one, they come back with another. 4 wide, man in motion right to left, and they'll run the football this time, and not a whole lot there. Good job by Richmond's defense, and that'll be Jewel Taylor there for the Red Devils. Jewel, 5'11", 196 pounds, there to make the stop. Football at the 44-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down now for the Broncos after no gain on that play. 5 wide. Grimes again out of the shotgun. 3 to the left. Hash mark to the right. And they'll throw to the far side. And coming on the in pattern right there, Matthews, that falls incomplete. And so now the Broncos faced with a 4th down and 10. And they actually may even punt the football this time. Grimes going to the sidelines. He knew he missed that one. Matthews coming back to the inside. Well, most of these dangerous guys they have are going to be back next year.
Right.
So now the punt attempt. And this one high in the air. Fair catch called by Trayshawn Jones. And Richmond will have the football very close to the 20-yard line. They're going to officially mark it down at the 18, 1st down and 10. Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group has a idea for an alternative fundraiser for you in your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer, mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on the transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. If you tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer and we're listening with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group, give him a call at 969-30-400. Still 2:34 remaining here in the first half of play. Red Devils work trips to the far side, and he'll try to run the football again. They give it off to Allen, and he's going to get stopped. Again, they could be just nice enough to give him the football back to the line of scrimmage. We kind of have to wait and see if they give him a loss here as well. It looks like the far side. They may have given him a loss of a yard or so it'll be 2nd down. And 11. Reset that as well. Red Devils just trying to get out of here in the first half, not give the Broncos the football back one more time. Trip stacked to the far side. Once again, the handoff and a fumble by Allen, and the Broncos come up with it. Miss handoff that time between Allen and his quarterback, and the Broncos get the fumble 80 to DeMarco Cross, and the Red Devils their 3rd turnover here in the first half, and the Broncos will get it back deep in Richmond territory. Football placed at the 13-yard line. And still 150 remaining, and here's Grimes again. So Grimes will have 3 wide to the left. 1 receiver to the near side as well. And they'll look to throw. Ball to the far side. Ball caught 15, 10. Still on his feet as holding on is Holguin. Still as he breaks a tackle and finally brought down is Derek Matthews. But let me tell you what, Matthews, he had forward progress right there at about the 11 or 10-yard line before the Red Devils able to drive him back. But good effort by Richmond's defense that time. Holguin wouldn't let go. They're going to, after all of that, that's going to be a gain of 1.
I think he got a little bit more on there, though. But
he ran 14 and got 1.
Right.
Stack to the near side, handoff again, and Richmond able to stop the run yet one more time. That might be a gain of another yard or so. Not much there that time for Munoz. And it'll be 3rd down now. We'll call it 3rd down and 8. I don't think the Broncos are setting you up for something right here. 2 to the near side. Again, they'll work out of that hurry-up offense as Grimes will look to throw. Ball caught far side inside the 10. Breaking a tackle, still on his feet, and finally brought out of bounds, but not until he gets a 1st down. That's going to be Matthews. And it'll be 1st and goal now at about the, 2-yard line, 1-yard line. Boy, I tell you, you know who was holding on that time was, wow, they're going to see a fumble. I did not see the fumble, and the ball must have went into the end zone, and so it's a touchback there for the Red Devils. There's some good news. I didn't see that ball come loose. It looked like maybe it was the perhaps 2nd or 3rd effort is what the officials are calling that the fumble happened. So that was, by the way, as we mentioned, Derek Matthews. 34.7. So the Red Devils able to avoid another score right there as now the Broncos defense back out for the final 34.7 seconds. Richmond 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, and the snap goes in and out of the hands of Zach and all the way back to the 6. So you get something positive, and then that happens.
Right, and something that I know is taking a factor into the snap is Blaine Pierce's hand is all casted up. I think he messed it up last week during the game or during practice at some point, but he is still snapping with that cast on. So.
Wow. Well, that certainly a difference right there, and I think the Red Devils are going to let this clock run out, which is good news. We have made it to halftime, and it is all Broncos in this one. There's not much you can say about this first half at this stage as we head to the first half intermission. And there you see it. The Broncos on top of the Red Devils 41-0. This is Richmond Football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
It is halftime here at Lafayette. Jeff, great to have you with us on this Friday night of high school football. By the way, the Richmond girls golf team in action today. Not playing as well as I'm sure they would hope, but still they have tomorrow to go as they're in 15th place as of today. I had a chance to talk with one of their golfers, as Brianna Fisher joined me earlier this week, and I know that though they started today, I want to have a chance to let you hear what she had to say about this team returning to the state tournament.
Hey, take me back to last week when things weren't going as well early, and then you guys picked it up the next time around. What was the key in that second round that got you guys rolling?
I don't know. I think it was just our attitudes in general. We just needed to pick it back up, and we all started off a little rough. It was a whole team thing. It wasn't just like one of us were playing bad. So we kind of knew that after seeing Caleb and like hearing how everyone else was playing. It was like, okay, we gotta get like into this. And I think we just kind of loosened up. We were like, obviously there are expectations, and we wanted to go to state, but it was more of something like, if we stay tight like this, it's not going to happen, and we're just going to keep playing as bad as we were. So being able to like loosen up and just take it as a game like it is and just have fun, I think that was our main thing, just loosening up and letting us have fun.
That's not always an easy thing to do, though, because the mind is a kind of a strange thing sometimes. Was that a sign that you guys were a mature team and that you guys knew that if you were able to do this, that you're going to have a better round and head to state?
Yeah, I think so for sure. In general, we usually are really good about keeping our attitude straight, but, there's always one or two holes that are going to get you, and that's how I was. I had one hole that just killed me, and the front half I struggled really hard on, but all of us improved on the back half, and so it helped, like, seeing that improvement, even though I didn't play how I felt I played. But when I play without my mind, I play a lot better, and I think that's how it goes for anyone who picks up a golf club. If you take your mind out of the equation and you just play like you're supposed to, then it's so much easier.
How do you deal with going through the course and not knowing that where you really are sometimes, and you're kind of thinking, well, what do I got to do here? You always want to play your best, but you're thinking, how's the other field doing, and are we going to be at a certain point where you want to be? How do you handle that?
It's really hard because, you're out there, zero scores. You just know the people you're playing with, and you know your score. We kind of get a tell from Caleb when he comes around and, his vibe, how he's feeling, but it's hard. You don't know how you're feeling. You don't know if you have to pick up for others, but the crazy thing about it is we work in like such a uniform way. Like if one of us has a bad day, another person has a really good day. And so that's kind of how it's been for us all season. We kind of like mentally know, okay, well, maybe the rest of my team isn't playing too well, so I can pick up for them. And that happened a lot this Saturday because I know I didn't play my best, but Esther really stepped in and shot an amazing score for how she's been playing. So
Hey, I mentioned you a little bit ago. I see you putting a lot, and certainly Coach talked to me about that. Talk about that side of the game for you, and is it something that you really, really need to work on in order to be successful again this weekend?
Oh, yes, I agree. I usually hit the ball like crap, can hit it super hard, but it's one thing is my short game I struggle with. It's what keeps me from parring or birding holes usually. So it's something that we all have to work on as a group because you can hit that ball around the green all day. It doesn't matter. It's going to add up your score. But just in general, it's something that we all have to work on. And when I play and I putt better, then my score is better. And like I said, I played pretty rough on the front half on Saturday, and the back half, the thing that kept me from not scoring as bad as I did on the front half was my putting.
Is it a mental thing for you on the putt?
Oh yeah, you have to believe that it's going in. And if you don't believe it's going in and you don't have faith in the line that you have and like the amount of stroke you're putting on it, then you're not going to go in the hole.
Compare the course you were just on to the course you're going to play. What's the biggest difference, and what are your biggest challenges for you personally and as you see as a team?
I think for me personally, it's the distance. The regional course is really short, and the course that we're going to at State is way longer than even out here at Elks. So it's something we're not used to, but I think it'll be good for us. We have a lot of girls who are really good off the tee and a lot of girls who are strong and can get their ball places with, little club choice. But just I think, again, the greens are going to be faster, probably about a little faster than the Elks are out here. So it's something that we're going to have to get used to throughout our game, and having a practice round is really going to be able to help that.
You're going to do that on Thursday. Let me ask you, what Friday you'll go spend the night, chance to relax, and I'm curious what will go through your mind on Saturday when you walk out there and you see all the cameras and you see all the reporters and all the teams. What will you be thinking about at that point?
Obviously it's going to try to get in my head. I'm going to try and block it out as much as I can. We belong there, and I think that's something that we've really had to focus on is, like, especially with the Hall of Fame tournament and even regionals, like, we know we belong there and we know that we have a spot there, and that's getting in your head, believe that. Like, you see all these good girls, off the tee, just straight drives, like 250, 270 yards down the middle, and you're just like, okay, but you have to realize that we belong there. We put up the score to get there, so that just has to stay in our heads.
Is it something, as you said, you're going to try to keep it all in perspective, but will you kind of take a step back and just take a deep breath and say, let's just rip it and go?
Yeah, that's what you have to do. I have to play no matter what. If I'm in a good mood or a bad mood, so I might as well be in a good mood so I play better.
Hey, well, let me ask you that, because a lot of this is so mental, and you talked about that on the putting side of it. You have to be really mentally strong, though. I mean, we're talking about all the distractions. You want to play well, you're at State, there's people watching you from home and all that. So I'm not trying to make this, make it worse for you, but you got to be thinking this is pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. It really hasn't sank into me yet, like what exactly it's going to be like. I've seen videos, I've watched videos trying to prepare myself, but just like all the cameras and like the people who are like checking your scores, like they're going to know my score by the time I'm done before I even turn in my scorecard. And just the amount of people that are going to be there is actually insane to me. But I think it kind of helps me on the mental side because, like I told you, I'm kind of involved with the cameras and stuff. So I'm a little more comfortable around them than a lot of people are. And I'm really comfortable in myself. So you got to focus on myself and no one else's game.
Hey, before I let you go, what a great opportunity, though. I mean, just not everybody gets to do this. And even if you're a great program, sometimes you don't make it this far. You kind of think, man, this is really kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. I think it's absolutely insane that we got here. I think it's one of our goals. It's what we wanted to do, and it's crazy that we accomplished it. I've been telling the girls all week, I'm like, the last time the girls golf team went to state, I can tell you dang near all their names, and so what they wore to state. And so it's just crazy that maybe in a few years, the up and coming, the middle school girls, they'll look up to us in this aspect, and just the whole entire community out here at Elks. We were on the range and they had league, and the guys were just driving by good luck girls, good luck girls. It's just crazy that the support we have, especially out here at the Elks, that all the guys give us. It gives you a little bit of confidence, okay, we really do belong here. We got second at regionals, we do belong there. So that's what we really need to think about, is that we do, because that's how we struggled at the Hall of Fame, is or at least me, I got intimidated a little bit by the girls. So we played with Zionsville, the number 1 ranked team, and so it was kind of oh my gosh, they're number 3 shooting a 73, and I'm not playing well that day. But it's just I have to stay in my own game, because if not, like I said, it's going to be a train wreck.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023. Kate's Cages is the number 1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
The Indiana Football Hall of Fame in Richmond, Indiana was founded in 1973. Its mission is to honor the men and women who have excelled in high school, college, or professional football based on their coaching, athletic ability, citizenship, scholarship, and significant supporting contributions to the game of football. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame includes retrospection from Indiana's prestigious football history, from the late 1800s to the present. When you visit the hall, you'll see the names like Weebu Bank, Vegas Ferguson, Knute Rockne, and Lamar Lundy. The Indiana Football Hall of Fame is located at 815 North A Street in Richmond and is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. There is no entrance fee and donations are appreciated. Take time to visit Indiana football history at the Indiana Football Hall of Fame. At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft-Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Hey, we're back once again here in Lafayette. Troy Naragowski along with Brendan Evans as the Red Devils down 41-0. By the way, we mentioned the Richmond girls golf team in 15th place today. The boys tennis team winning the sectionals. They won at 5-0 over Centerville. We will have all the scores for you. We'll be the only media outlet in the Richmond area. Tomorrow morning on our sports page, we'll have all the scores from everywhere, from Major League Baseball to high school football to golf, you name it. We'll have it tomorrow morning, bright and early, right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Okay, let's just be really bluntly honest about this. We said it earlier. It's like coming into a battle and you've got a pea shooter and they've got all the heavy artillery, and that's just kind of the way it is. There's always going to be a question now until Richmond is able to rebuild this football program. When you play, and I thought about this a little bit ago, just think this team beat McCutcheon badly. And so you knew coming in, you just got beat bad by McCutcheon. Right. So psychologically, you came into this one already thinking, how are we going to stay with these guys? There's going to come a time, and I've made this statement before, we got to get out of this conference. I mean, I've seen Newcastle do it, and they've had success now in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. Huntington North got out of it. They've had success. This is a 6A school. We're a low 4A. Our numbers in football, we don't know how long it's going to take to get those numbers up in football. It may never happen. We already know, if you heard the report earlier, Bob Lovell, in talking with the commissioner of the IHSAA, football numbers in a lot of schools where they used to be 70, they're down to 40 because kids aren't going out for football much anymore. Richmond, it may take forever, and if you keep losing, you're not going to get kids to play. But that's not going to help tonight. Richmond's got to find something positive. Anderson, by the way, who's beating Tech, who beat us earlier this year, they are now winning, so they may come in next week with a win on their record. So that won't be a cakewalk either, because then they feel they can win as well. But what does Richmond do tonight to try to find some positive here in the second half?
I say they come out, maybe they play a little bit more of their JV, give them some more confidence, we can play in a varsity game. That's going to give them more confidence coming into tomorrow morning. Now, would
I do that early? Because they're going to play their starters for at least a series, and so I'm not sure when I'm going to.
You can't do that until the fourth quarter because with rules you're only allowed 5 quarters a week.
And they play tomorrow.
And they play tomorrow morning in Richmond. So, and that's the way I like the way that Richmond's schedule always bounces back and forth. It's home varsity, away JV, or away varsity and home JV the next morning. It's great, but it's easy to keep track of.
Yeah, it is. If you're on the road one night, you're home the next. But again, let's face it. I mean, when I look at the sidelines, they've got 80 kids, maybe 85. We saw they have 20-plus seniors. We look at our sidelines, we're down to maybe 30-some kids, but most of them can't play because, the bottom line, they're either hurt or they're too young to go up against these guys. It just feels like such a – I don't know, it just, you walk into the stadium, you're in trouble. And I didn't like the body language tonight, but I don't blame them because it'd be like, fighting somebody that's 10 times your size and you have nothing to fight with. And I just feel bad for the coach. I feel bad for the kids. Again, this is something that happened many years ago. The process was started then. And when you delete your youth programs the way it was, this is what you have left. You have nothing left, and that was a mistake that was made 6-7 years ago, and we may not get out of it for quite some time. That's the only problem I have with it.
And the biggest thing about this game is that just felt like an entire game.
It did.
Plus some.
Yeah, it did.
And in all reality, it's only half.
Well, and here's the other bad thing about that, too, is that you're playing without your best running back, and who knows when he'll be back. He may be suited up, but he may not be back for a while. You're playing with guys who are freshmen or inexperienced players in your backfield. You don't have a whole lot to work with there. If you try to throw the football, they're pinning the ears back, coming after you. So it just seems like you're climbing a hill that's going to be really tough, and you're only hoping now that Jeff will call off the dogs a little bit in the second half. Which they, by the way, apparently didn't last week against Anderson. So don't count on it too early, let's put it that way. So
let's just say that we're only 8 points away from where they were last week. So we're doing something better.
Well, that's a way to put a positive spin on
right.
it. You're thinking, wait a minute, they've gone, they had 49 last week at halftime. They only have 41 tonight. Red Devils are going to get the football first. They deferred in the first half in this one, and you saw what the Broncos did. They ended up scoring on that big pass play, got brought back by a penalty. Then what did they do? They just scored on the next time, a couple of times down. Took them, I think, 2 plays to get on the board. So here we go, second half underway. Short kick again. Red Devils will have Trayshawn Jones at the 30, 35, and try to pick his way out to near the 40. And that's where the Red Devils will take over 1st and 10.
Now, something we've seen a lot from this Red Devil team in general, offense and defense, special teams, all over the place. After halftime, they are a completely different team, as me and you talked earlier. Imagine if they played the entire game as it was second half.
Yeah. Well, the game plan a lot of times will get thrown out the window when you're down 41-0. So the other thing, you're going to have to. And so I think if I'm at this stage, I might as well throw the football around and have a little fun with it, and because you're not going to run the football. Allen in the backfield. Red Devils go trips to the left side, hash mark right, single receiver to the short side. That'll be to the right. And again, they'll try to run it with Allen. He'll be bounced off. I think he lost the football, and the Broncos get it. It was an immediate fumble right there, and the Red Devils give it up. It was Chandler, the linebacker, there to get it, and Richmond turns it over in their first possession of the third quarter. And that is the mistake you make when you have a inexperienced running back and Aquavian Allen in there running the football, and he took a hit, it popped out, and so that's the second time he has fumbled. That's now 4 turnovers by Richmond here tonight.
And the thing is you say this guy's inexperienced. This is his first time playing a game, starting at running back in a game at least. He's done this at practice, though. He knows what to do. He knows to hold on to the ball. Those are just simple mistakes that need to be fixed at practice.
Right, so Broncos football man in motion, and they're going to run it. Here's Munoz over the left side, and he may not get back to the line of scrimmage. Red Devils have Blaine Pierce there to make the stop. We're going to call it second down and 10 is no gain on the play, maybe even a loss of 1. So let's go and give him a loss of 1. So we'll call it second down and 11. Broncos quickly again to the line of scrimmage. Handoff Munoz. He will stumble, still on his feet, breaking tackles to the 35 down to the 34-yard line. This time he's going to gain 7 on the play. It'll be third down and 4. One thing that we have seen their running backs do is they do not stop churning those legs.
Right, and Richmond's got to capitalize on in these third downs. They got to stop them, or they ain't going to get the ball back.
And there's the handoff this time. Boy, I tell you what power that time on the running back. That is Thomas Hogan. It was Pierce who, again, has that right arm wrapped up. He might have hurt that arm. He was holding on for dear life right there. It's going to be fourth down and 1. Pierce, boy, I tell you what, he's hurting, but he did a nice job holding on. Hogan almost getting the first down as now the Broncos with 8:52 remaining after the turnover, again driving the football. The play clock down to 12 seconds, and the handoff Hogan. He's going to get the first down and more. He's at the 20, cuts to the outside, the 15, the 10, and up the right sideline, driven out of bounds, very close to the 5-yard line. That'll be a first down now and goal for the Broncos.
And our DBs just have to shut off blocks. It's simple mistakes that need to be fixed that are just user errors.
Well, if you don't stop them at the line of scrimmage, there's a pass out to the flat that's going to fall incomplete, intended for Matthews, and it'll be second down and 10. But if you don't stop them on that first initial hit, they're too good. They just do a great job of shedding off the tackles and gaining yards, and their linemen are downfield blocking in the second and third level.
As we saw earlier, like you said, they ran 16 yards and got 1.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's going to be, well, what is it now? Second down and goal as Grimes will throw over the middle. It's going to fall short as Matthews cutting across the middle, and Richmond had good pressure on the quarterback that time. So now it's going to be 3rd down and goal. They've given him a first down, so let's call it 3rd down and goal from the 3. Guess we could stick the goal up there, can't we? Up 3rd and goal. 7:20 to go. The Broncos again trips to the left. Hogan the lone setback. One receiver to the near side, hash mark right. And they'll throw toward the end zone, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Austin. It falls incomplete, so it's going to be 4th down.
Realistically, probably should have been another touchdown.
Yeah, he let that one come in and out of his hands, and now the field goal unit is coming on, which is a sign of good sportsmanship for the Broncos. They know they don't need to go for a touchdown right here, as they will now bring Marquez on to attempt the field goal. This is only going to be a 21-yarder. It's 6:38 remaining here in the third quarter. Good snap. The kick is nothing more than an extra point. It is good. And the field goal on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard will make it Broncos 44, Red Devils nothing. This is Richmond football and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Indiana University East is growing. Enrollment has doubled since 2007, and IU East is the university of choice in this region. With athletic programs, internship opportunities, bachelor's and master's degrees, and a growing number of degree programs on campus and online, it is easy to see why IU East is a leader on campus and in the community. Learn more about the many opportunities Indiana University East offers at iue.edu. IU, focused on you.
Well, the Red Devils give up the field goal, trailing it again 44-0. I think what you thought I said, it was nothing more than an extra point, but it was a field goal because of the distance.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, short kickoff. It's now
about
we're getting picky the rest of the way now. Here's Holguin on the return. He'll be dumped at the 37-yard line. Good special teams play. That was Brady Preston, just a freshman, a backup quarterback on special teams there for the Broncos. As tonight's game brought to you in part by Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors. Just $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken. And Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. 5:01. I think they're going to run the clock. I think that I say that because I saw the incomplete pass the last time and the clock kept running. So they may just go ahead and run it with it being 44-0 and venture to say that for the Red Devils, they agreed to that, knowing that they just don't have enough players. As this one thrown to the sideline, and it's going to be caught at the 45 on the reception. That's Holguin on the reception. So it'll be 2nd down after the gain of 8. We'll call it 2nd down and 2. So that's the good news. We got started late because of senior night. So if they run the clock, at least we can gain a little time here in the second half. As I mentioned, tomorrow morning, make sure that you get up bright and early. We'll have the Subway scoreboard for you. We're going to give you everything that's going on in sports. Here's a throw to the near side. Ball's going to be caught. That is Eli Irvin. And they ended up losing a yard on that play back to the 44. So if you're going to make a pass play, try to at least get some yardage, and that comes down to where your receiver, if he knows where he's at, you got to make sure that you can get some kind of positive yards out of that.
You're right.
So 3rd down and 3, football again at the 44-yard line.
And something I've been noticing is Zach likes to pick a receiver and just stare at him until he decides that it's a good time to throw the ball to him, too.
Well, he's going to have to look that off. Here's Holguin making the catch over the middle, and he'll be dropped. That should be a Red Devil first down at the 49-yard line. And Richmond able to get a first down on this drive, so there's a positive. Yeah, you're right. Zach will look at his receiver. He's going to learn at some point he's going to have to check off and look both ways. But sometimes if you don't have time to throw, that's easier said than done. And your offensive line is a big part of that as well. 2:54 to go here in the third. And again, Hill looking left, puts this one high in the air, and that's going to be caught, I believe, and it is. That's Holguin at about the 29-yard line. He came back to the pass and able to step in and make the catch as it was about ready to go out of bounds.
Which, Troy, I don't know if you saw it, but he kind of hit it, and it kind of went up a bit, and then he re-caught it again, and I thought it hit the ground there, but the good catch by Holguin overall. But
well, good concentration.
Yeah.
So now the Red Devils get a first down. This, by the way, the deepest they have been all night long at the Jeff 29-yard line. And Richmond throwing the football now here in this third quarter as Hill will work pretty much out of the pistol this time. He's not far enough back, and now he's going to back up a step or two. Now I'm saying that's the pistol now. Here comes the blitz, and they're coming after him full bore, and they're going to dump him back at the 35-yard line. They had enough of that as they brought their inside linebacker that time. That is Schreckengast, Rafe Schreckengast, in there to make the stop. And now the Red Devils second down, and it's going to be about what? Where they put that? It's awful hard to see those markers on the other side.
Looks like a 35-yard line.
Yeah, you're about, so second and 16 or so. Again, we're way up here high compared to where we usually are. But we'll call it second down and 16. That's what the scoreboard says. So good gas, Darren Gowski. See, every once in a while I get lucky. Hash mark left. The lone receiver to the short side of the field will be Trayshawn Jones. Trips to the right. They're going to throw to Jones, and they went that way immediately. They didn't even think about it. That falls incomplete. It'll be third down. Richmond trying that quick hitter to the near side. So now third down and 16. See, they're running the clock, even though that was an incomplete pass. They've agreed to go ahead and run it here in the third quarter. So the Red Devils, that's why this quarter's going so fast. I look over there, and it's gone just like that. Red Devils have two receivers to the right. They're going to work with two to the near side, hash mark left. Again, we'll work out of the pistol. When you're about 3 yards back, that's more of a pistol than a shotgun. Early snap, and here comes the rush, and Zach just had to get rid of it. He heard something. The center did, Blaine Pierce, as Hill took a big shot right there. And the snap came before he was ready, and the Red Devils just had to get rid of the football. So now you're looking at fourth down and 16, 20 seconds remaining in the quarter, and I think the Red Devils will go ahead and let this run out right here and try to regroup, but they're hurrying to the line of scrimmage. So they're going to go ahead and give it a shot anyway. You're talking about fourth down and 16 right here. Here comes the blitz again, and the catch by Holguin. He's going to be dropped at the 34-yard line, and Richmond trying something to get a first down right there, but that's going to end the third quarter. We had the fourth up there before we really got to the fourth quarter. We thought the Red Devils were going to go ahead and run out the clock, but they did not. So a quick third quarter, but for the Red Devils, they trail at 44-0. This is Richmond football on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Finding just the right used car can be a daunting task unless you shop at Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. Hi, this is Troy Darengowski. I can guarantee you one thing. Tony's professional staff will help you every step of the way without all that pressure of buying a new car. Hey, I bought my last 2 cars from Tony's, and it has been a great experience every time. Tony's has lots of one-owner cars, SUVs, and trucks ready for you today. Tony's Car Sales, 250 National Road West in Richmond.
Now the Broncos will have the football, but they're going to lose some yardage right here as Richmond. It looks like the Broncos have made some changes. Nope, they're going to stay with Maximus Grimes as their quarterback, but they lose yardage. That's going to be about a 6-yard loss. It's going to be second down. Now for the Broncos, let's call it second down and 16. Here's Grimes again to throw. Here comes the pressure. Goes down again. Back to the 20-yard line. Boy, they tell you, if you're the Broncos, why are you keeping Grimes in there? That makes absolutely no sense.
Only
I know you're
risk
probably
of injury.
Well, I know you're trying to build his numbers and everything, but come on, you may lose your starting quarterback because you want to get some numbers. Timeout for the Broncos. We will, in fact, let me jump over here and get that out of the way. So let's give the Broncos the timeout. We'll take a break as well. Red Devils trail this one 44-0 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Back here at Lafayette, great to have you with us. For those of you that still may be left here tonight, as we're in the fourth quarter, it's going to be 3rd down and 28. As the Broncos end up losing, 12 yards on that play, as the Red Devils able to get the sack. So Grimes is going to throw. He's going to air it out. Not his best throw, but he has a man there, tipped away and intercepted by Holguin. Red Devils on the interception here at the 50. The return to the 45. It'll be Richmond football as Holguin comes up with the interception for Richmond.
Now, there has been a couple other players, so I'm just, kind of throwing this out there. Holguin has been one of the main players consistently all throughout the game.
Yeah.
That has been intense and just all over the ball. Now imagine if we had 11 players on the field that played like Holguin every single play.
Yeah, you'd be in pretty decent shape.
Yeah.
So the interception by Holguin, and Richmond will take over the football. 1st and 10, 10:35 remaining on the running clock here in the fourth quarter. I don't think the Broncos are going to put 76 on the board tonight like they did last week against Anderson, who, by the way, is beating Tech 12-0. So they may come into Leibold next week with their first win of the season. Trips left, hash mark right, Zach to throw, fires, and that was behind Holguin. Holguin was looking for a penalty flag. I don't see one. As coverage on the far side, looked like number 26 was there. That is Chase Cottrell. Going to take that back, Andrew Swisher, the defensive back, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. The one thing that I notice Zach does with his football is he doesn't keep it up high. He keeps bringing it down. I think that's stopping him from keeping it up here and delivering instead of he's going up in some motion he doesn't need. So something they may have to correct at some point. 4 wide. Here is a carry. This is going to be 17 this time. That is Allen on the carry. He's going to get to about the 41, so we'll give him 4 on that play. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
And something I expect to see very soon is the coaches putting in the JV or backups. They are allowed 5 quarters a week, as I said just a few minutes ago. So I do expect to see some of them in here because they got 4 quarters of a game tomorrow morning at Leibold Field, I believe at 11 o'clock. I could be wrong there, but
4 wide here for Richmond as, again, Zach to throw, looking left, now rolls to his right, fires toward the sideline, intercepted at the 35. There will be return. There is a hat coming out of that. It might be a penalty flag on the return, but an interception by the Broncos, and that's going to be the 5th turnover of the night for the Red Devils. And looked like that was number 85 who made the interception. That is Jordan Prince, who is playing defensive back. There is a flag down, and by the way, Prince is a backup tight end. And so the Red Devils will give up the football.
Fortunately for the Red Devils, there was a block in the back that I saw with that hat come in.
Well, they're going to say holding on Richmond. So good try on that one, though.
Personal foul.
Oh, they're going to go this way. Good job.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 1st down. I thought he's going to make you look bad there for a second. Either way you look at it, they ought to still keep that clock running even on penalties.
Like soccer.
Just keep it running. All right, so once the crew figures this out, we'll give the football back to the Broncos and see if they're going to finally get Grimes out of it. I think they did. So Grimes is done. Here is Vaughn Lerma. If that's who's going to be their quarterback, number 13, or it will be number 12. It's going to be number 12. That's going to be Brady Preston. Preston just a freshman, 6'1", 180 pounds. Bad thing about Preston is the guy ahead of him is only a sophomore. So he may not play for a while with the way Grimes is playing.
Well, you always got injuries to watch out for, too.
You got that right. Here's the handoff, and bouncing to the outside, 45-50, and there's another 2 flags down.
We can see them now. They're throwing them up pretty high now.
They are. Only problem is that number 22 is not listed on my roster. By the way, Marion beat Muncie Central 35-0 tonight. Marion continues to roll in the North Central Conference. By the way, that penalty called against the Broncos back to the 41-yard line. That's the only problem now with some of these players that come in. You think, well, maybe we'll get this game over pretty quick, and it turns out to be a flag fest the rest of the way. Second down, handoff, run up the middle to the outside, 50, still on his feet, 45-40. And finally driven out of bounds on the far side, but that'll be another first down for the Broncos. I don't know who 22 is, so he's not even on the roster. Let's go ahead and call him Bubba Richard. It's number 21, 5'9", 156. He looks like he's about 156 pounds. 758, that's an eternity in this one. Trips to the left, hash mark right, single receiver to the right, and the quarterback will keep it himself. He's going to lose about 3 yards on that attempt as Preston gets dropped for the loss. It'll be second down. Let's call it second down and 13. We will be out of here pretty quick on this one tonight with that long trip home here this evening, and then, of course, next week we'll focus on Anderson. 2 teams that'll, of course, if Anderson wins tonight, they'll get out of the cellar along with Richmond in the NCC. It'll be up to Richmond to try to get the win next week. Nice run up the middle to the outside, 30, 25, down to the 24-yard line. No flags are down, and that'll be another first down for the Broncos. Whoever this little guy is, doing a pretty good job. I think Bubba Richard's a nice name, so let's call him Bubba.
Or we could pull the Arsenal Tech name, Philly Willis.
Philly Willis.
There we go.
Can't beat that name either. Here is another carry. Not much this time, but boy, that young man just keeps driving those legs. Get something positive out of that carry.
He doesn't look very big, but he's pushing these guys around like crazy.
Well, I just don't think he has to be only 5'6" or 5'7". We're going to give him a gain of a yard or so on that play. I'm going to get rid of that because there's no need to keep first down markers at this stage with just over 6 minutes remaining. It's going to be third down.
And as you were saying, he's only 5'6", 5'7" tops. Doesn't weigh very much either. And you got guys like Jacob Jones coming in at 6'2", 280.
Yeah.
And he's just pushing them around.
By the way, number 15, Xavier Derrick, has come into the lineup. He is now going to line up out of the backfield and go to the right. So trips to the right, 5 wide, empty backfield here for the Broncos. They'll look to throw. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Richmond able to knock that one down. And so it's going to be fourth down at about 8 now for the Broncos. Now 2 games left, and the last one on the road at Kokomo, and we speak of what they've done here at Lafayette, Jeff, with their field. They've done a great job with their stadium there at Kokomo. They were state runner-ups last year, but they're struggling a little bit this season. New head coach. There's another throw knocked down, and there's Trayshawn Jones able to get a hand on that one. And the Red Devils will take over the football first and 10 with just over 5 minutes remaining.
And I've seen it as an ongoing trend, so to speak, for lack of a better term, of young, or not necessarily young, but new coaches for first-year teams and stuff like that, or second or third. Because you got Coach Lewis, and then you got Kokomo. I can't remember their coach's name, but
long-time assistant for them. Yeah,
still with the team, but obviously making some changes coming up as head coach.
Well, one thing about it, coaching is never easy when you're running a program, as Richmond will run the football, and that will be Allen again trying to get some positive yards, and he may get a yard out of that. It'll be second down and about 9. Yeah, you're running a program. It's a lot different. You're not just running a little league team or something. You're running the whole thing, and Coach Lewis certainly has his workout cut out for him for the rest of his time in Richmond, however long that will be. A lot of people say they're just hoping he can survive all of this and be able to build this program, which he's really starting from scratch. Just over 4 minutes remaining. Hill zips it. Holguin catches 35-40. And Holguin will get dropped, but his forward progress took him to the 40. That'll be a first down. So Richmond again able to get the football to Holguin once again. .340 to go. As the Red Devils again with a first down at the 40-yard line. Now, one thing they'll have to do, they got to find a way to run the football next week, and hopefully they'll get Wyatt Bird back. That pass is almost picked off as it was intended for Trayshawn Jones, and it falls incomplete. And so now, boy, you can see that still Zach Hill has a lot of zip on his arm. They just got to find a way to get him a little more comfortable, I think, in the pocket. I said earlier that he had dropped his throwing motion down a little bit. I still think it maybe if he just keeps it up a little bit higher, but I know he's on the run a lot, and that doesn't help either. But with that kind of an arm, you're willing to build around him. It'll be second down and 10. That ball thrown again. That's Holguin, I do believe, on the outside. He'll get very close to the first down to about the 49. That ball may have come loose, but I think he was down before the fumble.
And as you were just saying, you're willing to build around a guy like Zach Hill. Zach Hill's still only a sophomore.
Yeah.
He's still got 2.5 years with the program alone. So, and he's been putting in a lot of work in the offseason, so maybe during this offseason they'll start putting him as work in for quarterback instead of a tight end fullback position.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case, as this is a nice run across the 40. Another first down to about the 33-yard line. There is Quavian Allen, the 5'11", 175-pound junior. Broncos, by the way, playing all kinds of new players. In fact, they probably have tons of new freshmen in there, so.
Well, when you have a school the size of Jeff as you do here, you got to have a big class. So.
Yeah, they got plenty to choose from, that's for sure. 1:33 to go. Here is the throw over the middle. That's a little bit behind his intended receiver, and that's one thing that Zach will work on, is trying to run to his right and throw against his body. And he threw a little bit behind his intended receiver, so that falls incomplete.
And if you want an example of what you just said, look at how far the game got delayed, and look at how far back halftime was pushed just for your senior recognition. The seniors before, the regular seniors before the game, and then the band seniors at halftime. Band, not a huge group, but still a pretty good chunk of seniors in there.
Yeah. Centerville, by the way, beat Union County tonight 27-8. That's a nice win for the Bulldogs on that one. Under a minute remaining as the play is stopped. By the way, Connorsville losing earlier tonight. They were losing at one point to East Central 28-0. Richmond will give it back again to Allen over the left side, and it'll be brought down about the 25. Richmond trying to get that goose egg off the board here in the fourth quarter, but they're going to have to hurry right here as the clock down to 30 seconds remaining. And again, they ran the clock in this one in the second half. By the way, we will have some reaction from that Bulldog win as the Broncos are going to call a timeout. 17.2, and you call a timeout.
I think they're just rubbing it in their faces at this point.
I think that's Bush League to do that right there. I do. I think that is Bush League to do that. I know you want to keep your shutout going, but please, you don't need to call a timeout on something like that. I mean, that's Bush League. We will, of course, again, wrap it up pretty quick here tonight, and always want to remind you again that we will be the only ones that will have all the scores, not just a few. We don't take the weekend off, so we'll be around tomorrow to get you scores bright and early tomorrow morning. Maybe even tonight by the time we get home, we'll have all the scores for you on radiotroy.com, and not just settle for a few scores, we'll have them all. So I'm going to rub that in, aren't I? Of course, nobody's around right now, so yeah, well. All right, 17.2 remaining. See if Richmond can get some points on the board here late as Zach will set up and throw toward the end zone, and it's going to be caught by Trayshawn Jones, and touchdown Richmond. So the Red Devils will get on the board here in the last few seconds of this one. Trayshawn Jones from Zach Hill, and the Red Devils get that goose egg off the board here in the fourth quarter.
Only if we could have had that earlier in the game.
Well, again, he's throwing it against a bunch of freshmen that are in the game, so I know we want to keep that in perspective, but
I just want to look at the height comparison with Trayshawn Jones and the guy that's covering him, too.
High snap. Hill's going to try to get the 2-point in his own, so Richmond cannot get the 2-point conversion, and that is going to do it. So your final score here tonight, the Red Devils on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard lose it by a final of 44-6. Red Devils again with the loss. They fall to now 1-6 overall, 0-5 in the NCC. The Broncos now 6-1 overall, 5-0 in the NCC. We will be back next week as the Red Devils host the Anderson Indians, who again last time we checked they were beating Indianapolis Tech 12-0. We'll find out those scores a little bit later as well. Thanks for being with us. Broncos win at 44-6. This has been Richmond Football on Radio Troy Digital Sports.